Welcome to the channel and welcome to this 2,000 point match play game of Death Guard versus Sisters of Battle. Thousands of years ago, this sacred shrine to the Order of the Bloody Rose was destroyed and left in ruin, but it is a sacred site. It is a sacred site. And the Death Guard are now here. Now the Cicatrix Maledictum has ripped itself across the galaxy and they've found this green and verdant world, and it's not disgusting or resilient enough. They want to turn it into a place that is fit for Papa Nurgle. They are so excited about turning this into a place that is fit for Papa Nurgle that I'm unleashing Mortarion, the Demon Primarch of the Death Guard, on the channel for the first time since 9th edition dropped. I haven't played with him before, actually. We want this planet. We need it to be ours. But the Adeptus Sororitas, this is a sacred place. This is a sanctic place. This is holy. That's the word I was looking for. This is a holy place. So they have deployed in force to push the Death Guard back. So there's 6 objectives on the table, 3 up this side where there is a lot of dense cover. There'll be -1 to shoot through the trees and you can see the craters around. And then 3 on this side of the battle grid here. The battle mat is from mats.com. The ruins are from gamemat.eu and the trees are from many different hobby stores throughout the years. So I'm very excited about bringing Mortarion, Demon Primarch of the Death Guard for the first time in 9th edition, and slightly terrified about running him out against the Adeptus Sororitas because, let's face it, they have access to more multi-melters and melters that you can shake a stick at. And the Death Guard's Achilles heel is high damage weapons, which just ignore their -1 to damage things. But also, very exciting, we welcome to the channel for the first time Steve from Vanguard Tactics. Say hi, Steve from Vanguard Tactics.
Hi, Steve from Vanguard Tactics.
It's exciting, you're here, finally.
I'm very excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
You, as well as Vanguard Tactics YouTube channel that everyone should check out, which is very awesome, live streams, things like that. You're a play tester. You've ridden a penguin into the throat of Mount Doom. You're also banned from visiting 3 planets in the solar system. And you run your academy. Yes. A 40k academy. What is this? What's an academy?
So the academy came about because I just really wanted to help people that suffer from a bit of overwhelm from the game, a bit confused about some of the rules. So I really help with my modules and my lessons, clear up some of that confusion and help people feel more confident when they play the game.
I'm confused about the game regularly. Can you help me?
No.
No. You're also like a coach thing. You've been coaching for years, right?
Yeah, a long time.
Coaching is the day job. So actually coaching people to play, and you've been playing 40k for years. So joining the two together, marriage made in heaven, a bit like Winter's SEO and Vanguard Tactics, a marriage made in hell, a bit like that, but the opposite end of the thing. Maybe, I don't know, because see, I'm known to be one of the narrative guys, but you're like tournament pro and you're a coaching thing.
We're bringing it together.
We're bringing it together. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So I did tell you I was bringing Death Guard.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you about Mortarion.
No.
Are you happy with the Demon Primarch running around?
Absolutely not.
Okay, let's go and check out these armies. This is the end of all things. 2,000 points worth of Death Guard. It's a single battalion. I've got 11 command points to play with because I've already spent 1. Mortarion will be my warlord. Of course he is. I think you have to take him as your warlord if you take a Supreme Command attachment. He's got 3 warlord traits: Revoltingly Resilient, Arch Contaminator, Living Plague, and he picks another one from one of the 7 plague companies, so I've picked Glowing Blow. What does all this mean? It means that he's got the old school 5 up feel no pain as well as -1 to damage. He's toughness 8 with a 4 up invulnerable save. He's an absolute tank. And with Glowing Blow and Living Plague, he turns off rerolls. He turns off auras once you get closer and closer to him. And he's got the Curse of the Leper and Gift of Contagion psychic powers. He can cast 2, deny 3. What a boss. I've also brought along this Malignant Plague Caster, who's called Delirium the Corruptor. He's one of the named characters inside my Death Guard Wargame band, known as the End of All Things. He has Arch Contaminator. No, that's what he's got. He's got Miasma, Pestilence, and Putrescent Vitality. Yes, that's what he's got. And coming along with him is Polos, one of the brothers Grimm. And Polos has got hulking physique. That's what I spent the other warlord trait on, because Morty's got one, he's got one. Hulking physique means he's got toughness 7, 4 up and vulnerable save, and he's got basically transhuman physiology. He can't be wounded on a 1, 2, 3. Transhuman physiology on toughness lower models is much more powerful than transhuman physiology in higher toughness models, because you tend to need to use high weapons to damage them anyway. But yeah, toughness 5, 7 wounds, transhuman, it's nice. It's really nice. And he can teleport in, you see. So you can drop him in wherever you need to drop him in. Then Foul Blightspawn. Foul Blightspawn is also pretty much an auto-include in any Death Guard list, because within 3 inches of him, you can point at a unit and say, you fight last. And I've given him the relic Revolting Stench Vats. This is the auto-include bit. So he's got a 6-inch aura, which means units don't count as fighting, can't fight first, and don't count as charging. So yeah, that fight first, fight last mechanic that we're seeing more and more and more in 9th edition is basically the pokey mechanic these days. You definitely need something like that, or more than something like that, a couple of things like that in your army to help you win games of 40k. Isn't that right, Steve?
Absolutely.
Nice. 10 Terminators. Why 10 Terminators, not 2 units of 5? Because 1 unit of 10 Terminators is cool, that's why. 2 flails, 2 blight launchers in there, 420 points of nastiness, but that's 30 toughness 5, 4 up and vulnerable save wounds that can only really do one thing, which is go forward slowly. But it's nice. 2 units of 10, it's just brilliant. 2 units of Plague Marines. Maybe I should have put a blight launcher in each of these, but I gave them flails instead, because I like flails, I like punching stuff, and a small unit of Poxwalkers in the backfield. Ooh! I should also mention the plague company that I'll pick is Inexorable. So Inexorable, the reason why I picked them is because they have access to a 1 CP strat, which means it's -2 to charge. Again, along with that fight first, fight last mechanic, anything that messes with someone else's mobility is another way to help you win 40 games of 40k. Isn't that right, Steve?
Absolutely.
Nice. 2 rhinos, 2 plague bird crawlers with entropy cannons in the backfield. It's good that I've got someone like you here, because you can tell me all the things that I'm doing wrong when I'm doing it wrong.
Yes.
I quite like this list. It hasn't got much objective secured in it. To be fair, it hasn't got very many units in it. It's got 2, let's face it, 2 big bombs, which are just going to go rolling across this battle grid. But it might not be able to do much else. We'll see. Like I say, haven't played with Morty yet. And it's Morty. It's Mortarian. It's a demon Primarch. What could possibly go wrong? Well, let's take a look at the sisters and find out. And here it is, just under 2,000 points of the new Adeptus Sororitas, and I'm slightly terrified until I realised that Mr. Steve from Vanguard Tactics didn't bring very many melters or multi-metals. How many have you got?
Just the 3.
3 on these ladies?
Yeah, the Paragon Warsuits.
Where are all the other ones?
I like swords.
You like swords?
Halberds. And chainswords.
Because these are all the new smashy ladies with 2 up save, 4 up and vulnerable save.
I spent my whole weekend just for you, Winters, painting all this.
Yeah. And you're going to be coming at me, bro.
I'm coming at you.
You are aware of contagion range, right? There'll be toughness 2 when they're...
Yeah, don't worry about that.
No?
I'm used to being low toughness. So.
Okay.
Toughness 3, toughness 2. There we go.
Right, so after... You've got 8 command points remaining because you spent 4.
Yeah, you bullied me in spending some more. So,
so let's talk through the army. You've got the Order of what now?
The Bloody Rose.
What does the Order of the Bloody Rose do?
So the Bloody Rose
Yes.
is your combat specialist order.
Okay.
I get an extra attack when I charged, was charged, or heroically intervened.
Like Shock Assault.
Like Shock Assault.
Yes.
And I also get an additional AP on my melee weapons.
Nice.
So most of my weapons are -4.
Really?
Really.
Okay. All right, Choppy Sisters. And let's talk us through your army.
Well, we'll start off with the main lady itself.
Yes.
The High Lord of Terror.
Yes.
Morvian Val.
Yes.
She's the warlord. She is a supreme commander.
Yes.
And she's got some fantastic abilities I cannot wait to show you guys today.
Well, talk us through the main points, because she's basically a High Lord of Terror versus Demon Primarch. This is what we've got going on here.
This is the grudge match.
Yes.
She can give a unit,
Yeah.
core, reroll hits and wounds.
Reroll all hits and all wounds.
She can do that, yeah.
That's point at a unit.
So it could be my Paragons right here.
Right.
They could be re-rolling their hits and wounds with their multi-melters and maces.
Because a chapter master can point at a unit and tell them to reroll hits. But that's reroll all hits and wounds.
Yeah.
I like her already.
She's also got another aura.
Yeah.
Which is reroll hits of 1 and wounds of 1. And that's aura based, not command phase based.
So that'll affect everyone in her range.
It will do.
Cool. So she's like a better chapter master.
She's a very hot chapter master.
Okay. And she's got guns and she's got swords and she's nasty.
She is very nasty, yeah.
Okay. What else are we looking at?
So in the other, in the non-force orc slots,
yes,
I've got the Clux Assassin.
Okay.
I take him in literally every Imperium list. I think it's probably one of the best toolbox units in the game.
Okay.
Like you mentioned, for that fight last element.
Yes.
And also for denying psychic powers.
So the Coluxus is really good because it's +2 to cast within 18 inches?
Yeah, you'll be -2.
-2?
Yeah.
Okay, so in almost every Imperium list you bring along.
Pretty much.
Or her along.
Yeah.
-2 to cast, 18-inch aura. I like it. Okay.
And then I've also got...
Yes.
The Hospitaller.
Yes.
And she's got a relic called the Book of St. Lucius, which takes her aura of 6+ feel no pain out to an additional 3 inches, going up to 6.
Okay.
So it's basically, think of it like a chief apothecary.
So how far is the shrug now?
6 inches.
6 inches. Instead of a 3-inch shrug, a 6-inch shrug, 6-inch feel no pain.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, that chief apothecaries pick up a model.
Yeah.
How many can she pick up?
D3.
D3.
The difference is I'm picking up a 14-point model.
Yes.
And not a potential 50-point model.
Yeah, I suppose like Eradicator's a... Yeah. Yeah. Or a bike or a... Okay.
Yeah.
But she can pick up D3.
She can pick up D3.
Okay, so a bit of feel no pain goodness.
She can heal characters as well.
Yes.
All that good stuff.
Yes.
So that's the non... And then I've also got a... Right here, we've got the Repentia Superior.
Yes.
And she's going to be riding around with my Repentia. And because I take the Repentia, which we'll come on to in a moment, I don't have to pay any Force Organisation slots for her.
Okay.
Then in the HQ slots,
yes,
this is where it gets a little bit complicated.
Okay.
We've got a Canoness.
Canoness.
She's got a Relic Blade.
Yes.
She's got an ability called Ruptured Blows that I spent 25 points for.
Right.
So it's got 2 abilities.
Yes.
One of them gives her plus damage on her weapon and strength. And also, she has got the ability for once per game, I can turn all combat attacks within 6 inches to be mortal wounds. When I roll a 6 to wound, it's a mortal wound.
On her or 6-inch aura?
6-inch aura.
So
once per game ability.
On 6 is to wound.
6 is to wound.
So once per game, everything within 6 inches of her, 6 is to wound, become a mortal wound.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rupturous blows.
Rupturous blows.
She's then got the relic that we discussed earlier, and that's called the Iron Surplus of Saint something or other.
You took the wrong one.
I've taken the right one.
You've taken the wrong one.
No, I've taken the right one.
No, the other relic means that all damage coming in on her is like 1 damage.
I know.
So she gets hit by a lance cannon, she takes 1 damage. She gets hit by a volcano cannon from a warlord titan and takes 1 damage.
That is true. You're not wrong.
It's beautiful.
But I like this one more.
It's the wrong one.
I get a 2+ save.
Right.
I get an extra wound.
Yes.
And I can't be wounded on a 1, 2, or 3.
Transhuman physiology.
Mm.
But a lance cannon.
But look out, sir.
Yeah.
You're never going to be able to shoot her with the las cannon because she's going to be stood next to her trusty bodyguards, which means you can't shoot her.
Right. Okay. And if I am only hitting her with like plague axes and bubotic swords and things like that anyway, they're only 1 damage anyway.
In any fight I'm ever going to put her into, I'm only going to make sure she goes into 1 damage regardless.
But say she ends up toe-to-toe with Mortarion.
Then she's just having a bad day no matter what.
So trying to avoid Mortarion. Okay, so transhuman physiology, 2-up save, the once per battle aura thing. Okay.
And I've taken the...
Comment below which one's better. The one that is the 1 damage thing, or Mr. Stephen Box, who's done loads of tournaments and play testing, whether he's actually right and knows what he's talking about. Right, moving on.
She's also got a warlord trait.
Oh, right.
I've paid another CP for.
Okay.
This is the Bloody Rose special one, and I think it's called Blaze Eyrie. We're going to just call it Blaze of Fire. It just sounds better.
Right.
The Blaze of Fire warlord trait that I've renamed right here, right now, gives me advance in charge and an extra attack.
Right.
Yeah, she's like a rocket.
Okay. So she's a fire and forget missile, basically.
She's basically a machine.
Okay.
Then we've got a missionary.
Missionary.
Or the priest. Now, he can basically have an ability like a chaplain. You roll a dice on a 3+, and I can make any of my units not suffer from psychic powers.
What?
Yep.
How many times?
Well, every command phase.
What?
Yep. It's rules now.
Okay.
You're going to be fine.
Okay.
You'll be okay.
But
right.
I guess psychic powers that I do on me, he can't cancel. But psychic powers
you want to do on me.
And is that an aura or one unit? I wasn't listening.
It's a unit.
It's a unit. So he points at a unit and they don't suffer from psychic.
Let's say Craftworld, I've got Jinx. They want to take my save down by 1.
Yeah.
I can say no Jinx on me.
No Jinx on you.
No Doom on me.
No Doom on me.
That's what he's good for.
That's cool.
Yep.
So is that his position?
That's his position in the game.
You know, missionary position. Do you get it?
That is.
Do you like what I did there?
I love what you did there.
Yeah.
Right. I can't wait to get onto the elite spot. Anyway, so we've got he's also got war hymns to give a unit extra attack, which I'll probably use more often than not.
That's war hymns are like your chaplain stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can pick a unit, give an extra attack.
Nice.
Then we've got this converted Palatine.
Palatine, lieutenant equivalent.
Yeah. Basically lieutenant. And then we've got her upgraded to have the word of the Emperor.
Right.
This allows me to make one of your units fight last.
Okay. See, fight first, fight last mechanic is important.
Mm.
You told me that.
So much so I did a podcast on it recently.
Yeah.
Then also, once per game, I can buff that up to turn off all invulnerable saves.
What?
Yep. How do you like those apples?
I don't like those apples. So you've got someone who can turn off invulnerable saves, someone who can take attacks or mortal wounds on 6s, someone who can stop my psychic shenanigans going on here. The sisters have got some nasty tricks up their robes. Cool.
And then the warlord trait I've given her is called the Indomitable Belief. She buffs up invulnerable saves plus by 1.
Yes.
And then also I've given her a relic, the Litany of Faith, which means once per turn I can re-roll the result of my miracle dice.
Once per turn.
So if I roll like a rubbishy 2 or something, I can re-roll it.
Oh yeah, we should probably mention that you get miracle dice at the start of every battle round, or is it turn? My turn, your turn, my turn.
Battle round.
Battle round. So you get 5 miracle dice for that. Plus you get miracle dice every time I kill a character.
Yeah, and every time I kill one of your units
and
in a
every
phase.
time you kill. And what happens with miracle dice is you roll a dice and then that's the result.
Yep.
And then you can sub that in for something.
Mm-hmm.
And she allows you to re-roll that.
She does, once per turn.
Cool. So if you end up... Because miracle dice's 1s are pretty good for like morale. 6s obviously really good, but 2s and 3s are a bit crappy.
Absolutely.
So it gives you... Okay, I like it. So you've got loads of characters that can do loads of things. Can you remember all those things?
Yes.
Good, because I tend to bring like minimum characters because I can't remember anything. So that'd be good to see all these things happen. At least some of them are bound to happen during this game. So we're going to see the sisters sing.
Yeah.
Sing. Nice. What else we got? What else are we looking at?
So then we've got 4 units here, exactly the same as Battle Sisters.
Right.
Their superior has got a chainsword, and that is pretty much
It's not going to start his chainsword, is it? So it's not -1 AP.
No.
No.
But obviously it is -1 AP because I'm Bloody Rose.
So, all right, okay, yeah. Bloody hell. Right,
Yeah.
what else?
Then we've got in the Elite detachment, I've got 2 units of the Celestian Sacrosaints.
Nice.
Now this is a new unit that's come out and I really wanted to get these done for the channel.
2 units of 10.
2 units of 10. This is my favourite unit in the game at the moment.
In the whole game?
I just love the models.
Okay.
What's cooler about having these fearsome warrior nuns with shields?
I can't think of any. No, it's definitely cool.
They've got the halberds,
Yes.
and then they've got the sergeant's got the spear of the faithful.
Okay.
Now, these ladies have got some really cool rules. They can set to defend anytime.
Right.
They can also heroically intervene,
Can they?
and they've also got the bodyguard rule.
So what? They get the heroically intervene is like a character. Is that just a flat 3 inches as normal?
Yep.
So if I charge a unit near them, they're going to come coming in anyway.
Coming in swinging.
And then the bodyguard rule is if there's a character within 3 inches of them, I can't target them.
Absolutely.
Can't target the characters.
Yep.
But they're toughness 3 with a 4 up and fun. They're only toughness 3.
2+ save.
But they're only toughness 3.
They are, yeah.
How many points are they?
About 14 each.
I guess that's okay. I mean, 10 of them are 140. I guess that's a lot of 4 up and vulnerable saves for not a lot of points, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cheaper than a normal Space Marine.
Yep.
Cool.
Then we've got a dog.
A dog?
A dog matter.
Oh, a dog
We
martyr.
won't do a close-up on her. She's still work in progress at the moment.
Right.
New model that's just come out. Acts like a priest.
Yes.
And what she can do is pick a unit. And again, it's like a litany on a 3+. I can give a unit +1 to their invulnerable save. which will be going every single turn on this unit of Paragon Warsuits.
It should be worth mentioning that your invulnerable save cannot be improved across above a 4 up.
Yes, and the best you can get on these is a 5+.
And the best you get on them is a 5 up.
Because they've got the vehicle keyword.
Okay.
So my Warlord trait doesn't affect these.
Right.
Okay?
But Sisters have a 6 up invulnerable save as standard.
That's correct.
So she could point at another unit and give them a 5 up.
Yeah, you could, yeah. And that would stack with, I could get a unit of Repentia. If they're in range of the Warlord and her, they could be on a 4+ invulnerable save.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Then she's also got another ability very quickly.
Okay.
I can shoot and still do actions.
Nice.
And then also, she can make a unit have OBSEC for the turn.
Nice.
Very good.
So you can give them OBSEC.
I give them OBSEC.
Nice.
For my big shield.
Okay.
Then we've got the 3 Paragon Warsuits right here.
Yes.
I've given them the multi-melters and also the maces. So they're flat damage 3, but -1 to hit.
Okay.
Now that is all. And then just to finish off the elites, I've got 2 units of 8 Repentia. My favourite combat unit previously in the codex before.
Yeah.
And these girls are still in the list.
They still got Zealot reroll hits.
They do. And now the Superior really has a role on the tabletop.
Okay.
This is again a new model of Atawad because the rules are so good. I can pick a unit in the command phase and give that unit of Repentia advance in charge.
Right.
And then also an aura of +1 to wound.
Right. So advance and charge, re-rolling hits, because that's what they do, and +1 to wound.
And there's a stratagem now for fight and death.
So when they die, they can fight anyway.
Yes.
They used to be scary because they fought twice.
Yeah.
But now they're a bit less scary, but they're still scary.
Yeah. They're
Okay.
more tactical now.
More
You've
tactical.
got to really consider when you're using those abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 units of them.
Yeah.
You've got some jumpy ladies.
Yeah. 5 lady unit of Zeraphim. They've got power swords. These have been slightly toned down.
Right.
They've gained an extra attack on their profile. They've got the power weapons, but they've lost rerolls to wound, which they had inbuilt before.
Because they're not very strong.
They're not strong.
So
I'm winning on 5s.
Yes. And then you've got Dominions.
5 Dominions. 4 of them have been upgraded with the Artificer Storm Bolter.
Right.
And they become damage 2. Not that you're going to care.
So why upgrade them?
Because there's a nice little stratagem for them.
Right.
1 CP.
Yes.
On a 6 to hit,
Yes.
I do 2 mortal wounds.
Sorry, what now?
On a 6 to hit, so I'm going to get 16 shots.
Yes.
Every 6 I roll to hit counts as 2 mortal wounds.
Not 1.
2.
It's not like 6 to hit 1 mortal wound.
It's 2, and it caps at 6 though.
But you can re-roll all hits and stuff.
I can. You're seeing it now.
I'm seeing it now.
The penny is dropped.
It's dropped a long way.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to... bad back. I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up.
And now, I don't want to alarm you,
What?
but I've got a rhino.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks to me like Sisters, 6 up invulnerable save. They deny psychic powers on a 6. You're going to make my psychic powers -2. So you should have a considerable amount of anti-psychic here. You've got lots of characters to help buff and improve units that might be typical, but loads of units to help the ladies sing.
Yeah.
And you've got quite a considerable amount of invulnerable saves as well.
Yep.
I don't really know what I'm looking at right here. But fortunately, I'm playing with a man who does. So this is going to be a very interesting fight. A Demon Primarch and the resilience and the power of the Death Guard versus the tricks and the speed and the overlapping buffs and auras of the Adeptus Sororitas. Let's go on to deployment. And we're sort of deployed for this 2,000-point match play game of Death Guard versus Sisters of Battle. And I've kept my Lord of Contagion in reserve, ready to deep strike in, because my secondaries are Spread the Sickness and Engage on all fronts. Spread the Sickness is a Death Guard specific one. I'll get 3 points for each objective that I spread the sickness on. I've got a tank and some Poxwalkers down here, and that's it. Not a lot. I've got a lot facing it. Engage on all fronts means I need to get to every table quarter. And then I picked Assassinate, Mr. Steve. Because how many characters have you got?
8.
8. So it's 3 points per character. So I only need to kill 5 of them to max out that one. It seemed to make perfect sense to me. So I'm spreading out, spreading sickness and assassinating. Mortarion front and centre. That's the only place he needs to be. Basically, if he passes his invulnerable saves, I'm good. If he fails all his invulnerable saves, well, then you lose Mortarion, which is a 500-point model. You don't want to do that. I've put both of my other characters in this tank here, the Foulblight Spawn and Delirium the Corruptor, with 5 guys, and there's 5 guys in this tank, and there's the Terminators, and a tank on this flank. Lots of large line of sight blocking terrain all over the place. Remember, the Death Guard aren't slowed down by terrain, so we're just going to rumble through there. I've put too many rocks on the table, so we can ignore the rocks. They're there for pretty. What we're going to say for scenery is, are you in the footprint of the crater, or are you in the footprint of the ruin? This is going to count as one ruin piece. That's going to count as a separate ruin piece. One ruin piece, one ruin piece. Because, of course, you can't fire through ruins unless you're Mortarian, unless you're a flyer or a character with, or any model with 18 or more wounds, then you can see them. And Mortarian's got 18 wounds, so you can see him. How have you deployed? You've put anything in reserve, sir?
I have put 1 unit.
Just 1?
5 Seraphim in reserve, yeah.
The Flappy Girls?
The Flying Jump Pack Ladies, yeah, they've got innate deep strike, so that's where they are.
Okay. 2 units of 5 Battle Sisters here.
Yep.
And what else am I looking at?
So I've deployed these behind the dents as best as I could. There was no ruin on this side of the table, so I'm trying to maximise as much of this dense ability as I can.
Yes.
Then as we move across, I've got a unit of Dominions and Battle Sisters in this Rhino. This gets a pre-game move now because the Dominions are inside.
Okay, so that can move 12.
6, I believe.
Oh, okay.
It's up to the movement of the Dominions.
Okay.
Then we've got the Shield Wall, the 2 units of Sacrosaints.
20 invulnerable saves in there.
Yeah. Supported by the one and only High Lord of Terror.
Yeah.
Right there. And then a unit of my Paragons. I've got the Clux's Assassin in the trees.
Nice.
I felt like that's where he would be.
Yes, definitely.
And then also the Dogmata there as well.
Okay.
So she's going to buff up this unit. I've got the hospital over here, within 3 of obviously that unit.
NHS.
The NHS.
Stay safe, people.
You've got to stay safe. She's there to pick up my ladies when they're down.
Yeah.
And then over here, we've got the Raging Fury of the Repentia, the Priest, the Repentia Superior, and my Canoness, and my Palatine.
There's lots of angry on the right flank looking at a tank and looking at 10 Poxwalkers.
There's a lot of angry over here.
There's a lot of angry there.
But how the drops came about, I thought if I can take this side, and I've deployed them behind the terrain, so you can.
I can't see. Yeah, well, Mortar can drop up and over, but it's only D6.
It's limiting all the other shots as much as I can.
Okay, so they're snugly there. They're snugly here. Your 3 secondaries that you've picked are... What's Stranglehold again?
So Stranglehold is I need to hold half the amount of objectives on the table.
Yes.
And more at the time of the end of the battle round.
Okay, so you've got to hold at least 3 because that's half. And if you're on 3 and I'm on 1, that's more than me. You'll get Stranglehold.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to get onto objectives. You're also getting Retrieve Octarius data, which was the old deployed teleport homers. And you get some in each quarter. So you need to be in each quarter, and it's going to be like 4, 8, 12, something like that.
Yeah, so it's replaced Scramblers, which was your deployment zone, my deployment zone in the middle.
Yeah.
Now it is the quarters, like you said. I need to be 6 inches away from any other quarter.
Yeah.
And I also need to... It's now progressive, so rather than being all or nothing,
you
get points for how many you achieved.
Yeah. It's if you have 1 quarter, I think it's 0. I think 2 quarters is 4, and then 8, then 12. Maximum is 12. So essentially, with Stranglehold, you want to be on more objectives than me in at least 3. And Octarius data, you want to get into all the table quarters to do that. So just like I'm spreading sickness and engaging and spreading out all over the place, you're Strangleholding and data and spreading out all over the place, which should make it interesting. But your last one, you picked Assassinate. I got 4 characters. So you're trying to assassinate me, I'm trying to assassinate you. And you said...
So for me, the tactical pick would be to the last. So to the last is where I need to keep 3 of my highest pointing units alive.
Yeah.
That would be the Paragons, Morvian Vow, and a unit of the Sacrosaints.
But I think that like if people take that one, then all you have to do is target them and kill them.
Yeah. So what I would do is put a unit of Sacrosaints in the Rhino to make that a little bit harder for you to kill.
Yeah.
Morvian Vow, you can't target her because she's a character.
Right.
And then the unit of Paragons, I'd probably put those into tactical reserve maybe for a couple of turns. Again, so then I can position them wherever you're not.
So they could then wander out in turn 3 with their multi-melters and do lots of damage at my weak underbelly.
Absolutely.
Which means they're less likely to die. Because Mortarion at that point actually could be down in this corner of the battle grid. So you could make them pop out over there and hit the rhinos and do... That's actually quite clever. I like that.
Then I could use my miracle dice if I've got a 5 and a 6 by then to automatically make my charge.
So why don't you do that one? Why not? Why you got a sound?
When you go to the last,
Yeah.
it would pair really well with banners.
Yeah.
So banners, I can pop those up. I'm forcing you to come to me.
Yeah.
I'm the defender. I'm saying to you, you need to hit me fast and hard. Otherwise, if you just let me sit here, then it just creates a really stale game sometimes.
Right.
Which the Death Guard can be a bad matchup for the sisters because you turn off all my tricks like the re-rolls, the auras, the fight first.
Well, I can within range of Morty, and I can with the Foul Blightspawn.
So for me, when I'm up against a hard army, that has some really good counters to mine, I need to play cagey.
Yes.
And I don't want to play cagey because it'd be well boring. So we've gone for assassinate.
Okay.
I want to take down Morty.
The tactical way would be to be cagey.
Yeah.
And you're going for fun.
Go for the fun way.
Awesome. Right. I love it. Let's roll some dice, find out who goes first. Does the Emperor protect? Or does Papa Nurgle not preach? This match play stuff. I've been doing open war and narrative a lot, and you can still roll off and choose, but this one is the winner goes. So would you like to guess first? Would you like to roll a dice?
We're going to use the new Sisters dice.
Right.
That is a 6.
This Inquisition is a 6.
The just 1 is a 1.
Right, okay. Inquisition is a 6, right?
That's all you need to know because that's what I'm going to roll.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes. You rolled a 2.
I don't think that counts.
I rolled a 4. It's Death Guard turn 1. Here we are after the Death Guard movement phase. Moving the tank around here because I can't fire through the ruin. I can fire up and over with a mortar, but I need to fire through. And I've got some shots that way or shots on these little bits of sisters there. But it will be -1 to hit because trees are a thing. My Poxwalkers are not spreading the sickness down here yet because I don't think anything can get to them yet. So they can spread the sickness next turn. Instead, these guys jumped out of the Rhino and they're going to spread the sickness this turn. I know you do it at the end of the turn, but I'm going to do it now. They'll take D3 mortal wounds for 1 mortal wound, and that'll give me 3 points. The Rhino that they jumped out of got a fat 6 on the advance and moved all the way around there, which means I'm engaging on 3 fronts right now for 2 extra points. So I'll get 3 for spreading the sickness, 2 for being in 3 different table quarters, which is nice. I am on 3 objectives. I've kind of left over here, but I'm on 3 objectives. And then tanks and things can fire that. Now, look, you had a pre-advancing move with the Rhino because of the what now?
The Dominion special rule.
Dominions. It's an 8-inch chance for Mortarion to go flying in there, and it looks like bait to me. But I'm a hungry fishy. I'm going to take that bait. And try and charge through. Before I do that, however, he's got some psychic shenanigans that he can do. He is in 18-inch range of your Coluxus, so it's going to hurt him. So I'm going to start off with Curse of the Leper. Normally it is a 6 to cast, but it's -2, so that's a fail. And then the other one is Gift of Contagion, which I can't see you, or Smite. So let's Smite. And 8 -2 is 6. So that's a pass. I passed that one.
I can deny.
You can deny on a 6. That's a 1. The Fleur de Lis is a 1. The Inquisition is a 6. Yeah. Okay. D3 on the Rhino. The Rhino takes a mortal wound. Ugh. The Rhino takes a mortal wound. Delirium the Corruptor, however, is not in the -2 shenanigans stuff. He can do his psychic powers normally. And you don't need line of sight for Miasma of Pestilence. It's just pick a Death Guard unit within 18 inches and boom. So he's going to pick Mortarion. Let's try and keep my Demon Primarch alive. Otherwise, let's face it, he'll get very angry and then punch Delirium in the face once this is all over. So I need a 6. And that fails. So let's CP reroll that because I really, really, really need this one. And that passes, which means Miasma of Pestilence is on Mortarion. What are you doing? You went and got a dice. Can you deny that somehow?
I can.
How?
With the Rhino.
On a 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've just read it. You've got the old Shield of Faith.
Okay.
So here we go. Big 6 for
Big
BT.
6. Negative.
It's number 1.
It's not a 6.
These are not 6s.
These are not 6s. It's -1 to hit Mortarion now. That's in shooting and close combat.
Oh, great.
That might keep him alive. The other one that he's got is Putrescent Vitality, which I don't know if I need to make the... You can tell me, do I need to make the Blightlord Terminator's toughness 6? Does it actually help them to any of the shooting that is coming in? I'm not sure it does.
No. It might on a couple of guns, but...
I'll do it anyway.
He's gone for it.
This is a 7. And that passes. So the Death Guard are tougher. Death Guard? They're all Death Guard. The Blightlord Terminators are tougher. and Mortarion is harder to hit.
So now this unit can try and deny.
On a 6. No.
It's the third one in a row. We've got a problem.
Well, no, what it means is you're getting them out of the way now, aren't you?
That's what I want.
Right, that's the psychic phase done. Mortarion will aim the lantern down at the rhino and pull the trigger. And hit, and it's strength 8, and wound, and it's -3 damage, so you need a 6. That's a 3. He didn't roll a 1, look. Haven't got much gun, to be fair, because the Blightlord Terminators did advance to get this far up. However, Blight Launchers are assault weapons, so I'll fire through 2 units of 5.
Yeah.
So I'll fire through at these ladies here.
Okay.
I need 4s to hit you. Oh, the other thing Mortarion does as well is he points at a unit in the command phase within 6 inches, and that unit re-rolls all hits. So he obviously pointed at the Blightlord Terminators before they come running forward. He can point at himself as well, by the way. It's a Death Guard thing.
It's a nice thing, yeah.
It is nice. So I pointed at them, so it's 4s to hit you through the trees.
Yep.
And then I can re-roll that.
Very nice.
And I'm strength 6 versus toughness 3.
2s then, mate.
2s to wound. And I reroll 1s because it's a plague weapon.
Ooh.
And that is a -2 damage.
Shall I roll these?
Of course, yeah, if you want to. Look at that, only 1 dice. So the last thing that can point at these ladies will be that tank there. I can draw, the way it works is you've got to be able to draw a straight line a millimetre in thickness without going through the trees. I can do that. So let's put everything into these ladies to try and, because you've got 2 scoring units here, right? If I can kill them in a couple of turns, then you're going to have to move something round here to score that thing, right? It seems like tactics to me. So let's do 2 entropy cannons to the ladies, hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s, and that is a 6-up invulnerable save or death. 1 dies. And then let's drop a mortar from the sky for 4 shots, which hit on 3s, 2 hits, and wound on 2s, and reroll 1s, and that's at -2 again. And there's 1 lady left standing. And then their slugger or stubber, the 4-shot thing, comes out on 3s, and it is strength 5, AP -1, so 2 more 4-up saves. And she's alive. The superior stood there, the sergeant equivalent, revving her change swords, screaming something about the emperor, which we're going to completely ignore. We're going to go all the way down to the tank in the second quarter, and it's going to fire up and through the trees and into Repentia Squad number 1.
Yep.
So it is minuses and all that. Here's the mortar. Has 5 shots. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to hit you on 4s though, because trees are in the way. And I'm going to wound you on 2s. At AP -2.
Okay, so they're getting +1s their invulnerable save.
Okay.
So on a 5+.
Nice.
And the damage?
2.
So 5+ for no pains.
Okay.
1 death.
So 1 gets nuked. 2 entropy cannons to the face. On 4s. Wounding on 2s. That's AP -1
And damage?
D3 +3. That's 5 feel no pains.
I'll pick 1 up.
What is their feel no pain? A 6, a 5, a 4?
5+.
5+, nice. And then here's the slugger thingy bob. Strength 5. 1 wound at -1.
Goes through. Feel no pain. Loves it.
So only killed 2 over here. That is the end of my shooting phase. 2 here. 4 down in this table quarter. I have got up some psychic powers which will help me. And now let's swallow the bait. Mortarion will charge a rhino right in front of your Sisters of Doom. Well, I mean, let's see what happens. Because if you... It's put... is this the right thing to do? If I charge the rhino, I'm going to get jumped on by everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you kill Mortarion, then I lose more. Perhaps the more wise thing to do would be to chip away at these before.
Whoa. We're doing tactics now. I didn't realise we were doing tactics or something.
Well, you're Mr. Steve from Vanguard Tactics.
I thought we were just doing grudge match.
No, but
I thought I was reeling you in.
I'm not biting. No, I'm not good. That's the end of Death Guard turn 1. I'm not going to take the... Do I take the bait?
You're a change.
I mean, can you advance and charge?
No.
Do you get any pluses to advancing and charging?
No.
How far does Big Mama move?
8, I believe.
So there's still quite a long way.
Yeah.
There's lots of shots coming out, and then see what will happen next then is if I don't charge, these will be in range to do some damage. You can...
It's tempting, isn't it?
1 minute. I'm going to let Zinch decide. He's one of the gods, right?
He is.
On a 1, 2, 3, I would take the bait.
I love it.
On a 4, 5, 6, I will not take the bait. 4, 5, 6 is not take the bait. Zinch says stay still. So let's pray to Zinch right now. I've got 2 points for engaging all fronts, 3 points for spreading the sickness. Praise to Zinch, the new Lord and Saviour of the Death Guard, as we go on to Sisters, turn 1. Here we are after the Sisters movement phase. The Death Guard are infecting this sacred site, and the Order of the Bloody Rose are here to stop them. We had both of the units jumping out of this rhino before it moved, and some clever shenanigans going on here. One of the units getting a good advance, so they're not charging or shooting or anything, but look at that. A screen which will stop my Terminators getting any closer to the Order's lines. And more importantly, your objective securing that objective, which means I'm currently on 2. You're on more than me for Stranglehold.
I'm going to just stranglehold you.
Nice. So that's 3 points for Stranglehold. Plus you stopped me getting the 15 for the primaries. Then the Rhino came over here. And this is the Lone Sister that we remembered to do the morale on. You rolled a 2. She jumped inside the vehicle.
Yes.
Yes. They're retrieving Octarius data. So they're not going to be shooting either. So they're screening forward. They're retrieving the data. You're Strangleholding. The idea is if I shoot these off of this objective here with Terminators and others, or you've got another unit that can jump out onto the objective.
Yeah.
I'd like it. This is the unit of Dominions. They came out as well, blocking the Rhino in. Look at that. There's no, if they're still there, I can't drive through that gap. I can't go through a wall because of ruins, and vehicles can't. Ruins are breachable to infantry and bikes and things. In infantry, beasts and swarms, but not to vehicles. And I can't move through here because when I move, you can't move within an inch of an enemy unit. You could essentially leave the Rhino there and they're trapped. And then we have the Death Girl Squad of Doom moving up. And there were some command point things. Command abilities. What were the command abilities we're looking at? What did you do?
We're going for some hymns, actually.
Hymns, yes.
I'm going to buff this unit up to have +1 invulnerable saves. So on 5+.
Nice.
And then...
Mistress Val does something. She points at a unit.
Reroll hits and wounds on this unit. And obviously with all this stuff, I've stayed outside of your contagion range. So I can still get my rerolls in shooting.
Yeah.
Then what we did was we moved this unit here forward, the Sacrosaint's Advance, to get on this objective. My Canoness that can turn off invulnerable saves is run over as well.
That's the one from there. She came this way.
Yeah, so this one can turn... Sorry, this one here is the Mortal Wound.
Right.
Yeah. This one here that turns off invulnerable saves is over here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one also buffs invulnerable saves.
Yeah, but they ran forward, so suddenly you're on 4 objectives, because their objective secured as well, right?
Yeah.
These count as troops?
Yeah, from the Dogmatter. The Dogmatter's ability, I picked them in the command phase to give them objective secured.
Nice, that's what happened there. And then the NHS is down in that pile as well. She's
right in the middle,
She's over here.
A 6-inch aura.
It doesn't give the vehicles a 6-inch feel no pain, but it gives all the infantry stuff a 6-inch feel no pain. So they are securing that one. They're buffed to all hell. We had some truffle shuffling around here and some advancing to get onto the objectives.
Advanced everything. Now I've left a character and this unit within 3 of that objective.
Nice. And at the start of the battle round, you roll a miracle dice and you roll a 6.
I did, yeah.
You've got a fat 6 ready for that charge or for that damage roll or for whatever you want it to be on.
Yep.
So screening out and taking a considerable amount of board control already. Maybe Zinch betrayed me. We will find out as we head on to the shooting phase. So much to remember with the new Sisters Codex, and also Morty has got some nasty abilities. So we moved these girls a little bit before we start the shooting phase, because I've got the Warlord trait, or one of his 4 Warlord traits, Gloaming Bloat, and it means while enemy units are within contagion range of him, you cannot reroll hits or reroll wounds. And he always counts as contagion range about around 9 inches. Basically, within 9 inches of Morty, you can't reroll hits and wounds. So we moved these girls back, because they do want to reroll hits and wounds.
Yeah.
Where are we starting off the shooting phase?
We're going to start off with the Paragons.
Paragons, they are outside of 9 inches, just under 9 inches.
Yeah, and 2 of them are just within 12.
Okay, so let's do them first.
So I'm going to go with the
But they're re-rolling all hits and wounds because of the buff from your... Yeah.
And they've got I've given them the Paragon Grenade Launcher as well. So they can Assault 2, Strength 6, -1 D3 damage.
Okay.
But we're going to kick off first of all with the Multi-Mounters.
That are in range. And it's 4s because of Miasma of Pestilence.
So the black ones are the guys that's not in multi-mounter range.
Yes.
It's
Ooh.
not a good roll, that.
Strength 8, toughness 8. Re-rolling the wounds. Okay, so the 2 that are the +2.
Yep.
4s. And the 1 that isn't. Look at that! All the multi-mounters bounce off the barbarian plate. Papa Zinch protects. Where else we going?
Right, well, carry on with the other grenades.
Grenades, 4s to hit. Re-rolling. And strength.
6.
Toughness 8. Re-rolling. And the AP is...
-1.
-1. So I need to make 4s again. How many more 4s can I make? 2 of them, in fact. How much damage?
3 damage.
Okay.
So you've got, that becomes you reduce,
Yeah.
So basically 2 damage.
2 damage, and then I have revoltingly resilient. I can ignore wounds on a 5+. Mortarion takes 2 wounds. He's down to 16 wounds left, and I feel that you've just made him angry. Next up, Morty and Val herself, the High Lord, points at Mortarion and fires
A rocket.
a rocket.
2 shots.
Yes,
They hit now.
because she hits on 2s normally, right?
Absolutely. And that's a wound there.
That's a wound. 4 up and bun. I fail that. How much damage?
D6.
I might want to command point that. Let's command point that. Does Zinch protect the Lord of Change? No, he doesn't. Maybe I should play the Nurgle. We'll find out as the game continues, wherever I'm praying to the wrong god. 1 damage!
Oh, no.
Thank you, Zinch. 5 up, ignore.
I may have spent a CP reroll.
Okay.
But we won't. We'll keep it. Keep that
Sure?
as is.
You can CP reroll if I want. If
No,
you want, because I haven't ignored the first. You can.
We'll keep it as is.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we'll keep it as is. Yeah.
Okay, you've taken another wound off of him. He's on 15 left. What else you got?
Got 3 shots from the Fusillade gun.
Fusillade. Fusillade.
Something like that.
Okay. 2 hits.
And 1 will wound.
At AP.
-1.
I failed that save.
2 damage becomes 1 damage.
5 up. He takes another wound. He's on 14 wounds left. So what are we doing next, Mr. Steve?
So what we're going to do is we're going to spend a CP
Right.
to give this Dominion unit
Yes.
the ability to, when they roll a 6 to hit,
Yes.
it does 2 mortal wounds and the attack sequence ends.
Right.
To a maximum of 6 mortal wounds.
To a maximum. This could sting then.
And within 12,
Yes.
getting my reroll ones to hit and wound from Morty and Val.
Right.
So it's 16 shots.
Yes.
No AP.
Yes.
4 6s. is what
Okay. We're looking for 6s.
Come on.
4s to hit.
So
You can re-roll the ones.
I've got, that's 4 mortal wounds so far.
That's nasty.
There it is. There's 6 mortal wounds there.
And that's just ACP.
That's 1 CP.
Okay.
Very nice.
I'll put 6 dice to one side. And then these are Stormbolters. These need 6s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
But that's not in addition.
No, that's just mortal wounds. That's a save.
So I need a 3 up save, which
That's
I make. And then these are mortal wounds,
Yep.
which I need 5s and 6s on. I make 2. He takes 4 more wounds. He's down to 10 left.
Okay.
Down in the ruin here is the Coluxus Assassin, the anti-psyker assassin, and he's eyeing up Mortarion, and what is he doing?
He's going to shoot you. Because you're a psyker, it's normally D3, but now it's D6.
All right, okay.
D6 shots.
For 3 shots.
Just the 3 shots.
Hits on 2s, which comes 3s. Okay.
Strength 5.
Right.
So nothing.
Okay.
That's that.
Does he do anything? I thought he was nastier than that. No? He's more like an anti-psyker.
He's more of a tactical play.
Yes. Got any more guns, sir?
Not really anything.
Because that advanced, they're doing actions. They're advanced.
This unit is within 9, and I'm going to get 8 models that are in 12. But I'm not going to get any rerolls, just pistols.
Pistols. Oh, the girls with the shields, they have pistols as well.
They can hold a shield and fire a pistol, apparently.
Okay, nice.
So we're looking for 4s, no rerolls, because I'm within that contagion range.
Yeah.
And then we're looking for 6s, nothing.
Nothing. Okay, pistol shots bounce off of his demonic hide. I believe that's the end of the shooting phase.
Now we're into the great phase.
You've taken a chunk of wounds off of Mortarion. He's down to 10 left of his 18. You haven't used your miracle dice yet, and we worked out it's an 8-inch charge for Morty and Val or for the units of the ladies.
Yeah.
So who's charging?
My Coluxus Assassin.
Your Coluxus Assassin's going in. Here we go. That's a 6. You're in range because it was just over 6 for shooting.
So he's in.
So he goes flying through. Next
we're going to go with Morvian Val.
Herself.
Let's do it.
Here she comes. You have a miracle dice.
Oh no, that's not good, that.
That's not good.
Because I'm within 7.
Yes.
So I'm going to need a... I did not want this to happen.
Well, you've got the 6 for a miracle dice for the charge, but I
know,
think you need to do
save
that
it for the big unit. You see?
Yeah, I think you have to. You can't use it on rerolls, can you? Miracle. It's like you put it in beforehand. You can't like make a roll and realise it's crap and then put a miracle dice. Is that how that works?
Yeah, absolutely.
For the people, yeah.
I really want Morty and Val to make it.
Right, so CP reroll.
I'm going to spend CP reroll.
Here we go.
Come on.
Oh no! She runs forward into the smelly aura and it pushes her back and she goes, no, no. So the heroic fight between Morty and Val and Demon Primarch Mortarion will have to wait one more turn unless this unit kills him utterly.
Yeah.
Are you spending the miracle dice to make sure the charge?
I am going to, yeah. So I'll use my 6. So I just need to roll 1 dice.
Yes. 6 plus 5 is an 11-inch charge. So the Warlord for the Sisters fails the charge, maybe because the Sacrosancts blocked her charge, charging through. They are angry, they are righteous. We have some more charges coming up, however. Yeah. You're charging what now?
The Dominions into the Rhino.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're in. Why are you charging? Tell people why you're charging.
This is a tactical charge.
Yes.
A, I need to clear a path from the Paragons because they want to come in and kill the Rhino.
Yes.
And B, I want to get a double move block.
Yes. Because the way it works is so long as one model is engaging the Rhino, the other ones you can stick them wherever you want. Yeah. Look at that. That is tactics. That is Vanguard Tactics. Move your arm.
Sorry.
That's Vanguard Tactics right there. Look at that beautiful thing. Right, now the Paragon Warsuits are charging the Rhino.
Sorry. I just want to position them just like that.
Like that?
Just like that.
Why not like that?
Because I don't want to give this guy an easy charge round. I want to make it super hard for this unit to get there.
Okay. Paragon Warsuits.
Paragon Warsuits. Here we go.
This should be an easy charge. 6. That's enough. They are in.
Within 7.
And here we are after the charge phase. Now, I have got the Inexorable Plague Company thingamajig, but Mortarion, that's -2 to charge. But Mortarion can't pick that because he's in a detachment of his own. I could pick it on other units, but there was no point spending it on the Rhino, though I could have done it, because you were so close anyway. We're going to start the fight phase with the Sacrosancts into Mortarion. Here we are. This is all the dice. Now, normally they get 2 attacks each, but you get an extra attack for the Bloody Rose.
Yeah.
And you spent a couple of CP on what now?
Spent 1 CP for +1 to hit because they're a Celestian unit.
So does that mean you're hitting on 2s?
Hitting on 3s because you...
Miasma, yeah.
Obviously not getting my rerolls. And then also I'm spending another CP. This is a Bloody Rose stratagem. If I roll a 6 to hit, it will automatically wound.
Ooh.
Now remember, my Sacred Right is that on a 6 to hit, I also explode on those. So they are going to populate other hits too.
Beautiful.
All right.
Rolling a hit. And looking for those 6s. So this is what it looks like. These are all the hits. You got 3 6s, which become 6 auto wounds.
Which will become... Those 6s become auto wounds.
Right.
But they also populate more attacks. So we'll put the extra wounds over there.
Right.
And then these 6s come back into the fold for extra hits.
Nice. What's your strength?
Strength 6.
Ooh,
-4.
Mama. 5s to wound. Mr. Steve. That's not great.
It's not great, no.
4 up and vulnerable saves. Then a 5 up, ignore. Now we're down to here to the Sacrosancts.
These are the Paragon Warsuits now.
Paragon Warsuits. They're Sacrosancts.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
I've used my pile-in to tactically move outside of 9 from your contagion range.
Because you can't reroll hits and wounds.
Absolutely. So now, because I'm outside of that, I'm going to get 4 attacks a model, and then the Sergeant gets an extra attack. Okay.
And you're rerolling all hits and wounds because Judith, she did her thing on them.
Morty and Val.
Nice. So hitting on...
-1 to hit because I've got a special weapon.
Right.
Reroll the misses though.
Yep.
6s populate more hits, so they go back in.
Wow. Okay.
And then I'm strength 9, I believe.
Okay, toughness 7.
So it's 3s, and then I reroll the wounds.
Right.
And they are going to be at -4, I believe.
I won't get a save then.
Sorry, it's -3.
I will get a save then. 10 6-up saves. And it's 3 damage each. So you did 27 wounds to the Rhino. And I'm going to pay 2 CP to automatically blow up.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I did not know that.
It's a CP if it's 9 or less wounds. It's 2 CP because of more than 9 wounds. I'll do D3 wounds to, what are these again?
Paragon War Suits.
Paragon War Suits. Take 2 mortal wounds.
Okay.
The unit of sisters, do they ever feel no pain?
The red ones.
No, these.
These don't, no.
No, these girls?
Nope.
They take D3 for 2. Kaboom. The unit in front, 3! 3 mortal wounds. That's filthy.
Oh no.
What? That was a 3.
You stopped my move block.
We'll get to your HQ last because that's the nugget, isn't it? The ones with the shields.
Yep.
The shieldy ladies. That's 2 of them as well.
They do get a feel no pain.
Do they? Okay.
They're hospital. Oh!
They clutch it. Bits of shrapnel come flying off the rhino. They hold their shields high. That was it for your stuff, but my Terminators are in 6 inches, and my Mortarion is in range as well. So would you like to hurt me?
I would love to hurt you.
Okay, so Mortarion takes a wound, which he can ignore on a 5. A bit of shrapnel goes into his kneecap. He's on 8 wounds left. The Terminators have 3 wounds each, and so one of them gets a bit of shrapnel in his kneecap as well, but they don't die. Kaboom! I've helped destroy some of the screen. I've hurt you. I think I lucked out there a little bit.
My tactical play, yeah, you ruined it.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't know you were going to charge the rhino. You see, that was the thing. And then he said, no, let's keep charging. Right, you've got a Psyker that's attacking Mortarion that's trying to run up his trouser leg.
So I get 4 attacks.
Okay. Everything misses because it's -1 to hit because my eyes are on pestilence. Now, Mortarion, I can hit the sisters.
You can.
But you've got an anti-psyker. And I feel like you want me to hit the anti-psyker. But if I don't kill the anti-psyker, then you're going to keep anti-psyching my antis. I have to kill the psyker, don't I?
It's entirely up to you. I have got a stratagem. You can only hit him on 6s.
Right.
And this unit, I can make them -1 to wound as well.
Right. So you can make a stratagem to make the Gluxus only hit on 6s.
You always hit him on 6s.
Do I?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What about when I shoot him?
Same. That's why I wanted him in combat with you, because then it's going to pin you in combat for another turn.
It is. So I'm going to hit the sisters instead. At 8 wounds, Mortarion has 6 attacks, but I can treble that with a sweep attack. So let's do that and hit the sisters with shields. You've spent a CP on a strat, so it's -1 to wound.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm strength 8, your toughness 2. So I would be winning you on 2s, but this will be 3s. Yep. First I've got to hit you though.
You've got to hit me,
2s to hit with no re-rolls. 5 misses there, 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s however, because it's a plague weapon. And that's AP -2, 1 damage each. So a chunk of 4 up and vulnerable saves. 4s. And then you can ignore on...
Is it -2?
-2, yeah.
So 4 ups, yeah, because I've got a 2+ save.
Yeah.
And 6+ ignores.
He kills only 4. Blows are traded, blood is spilt. We're on to the morale phase. These girls with the swords and shields, they're elite, so they'll only fail on a 6. And that's a 1, they'll stand firm.
So that also grants me miracle dice, because I rolled a 1, yeah, on the morale.
Nice, so what's the number of the dice? Let's roll to see what miracle... That's a 5. That's a useful miracle dice. And then these ladies, they're leadership 8, so they'll hold, but that unit will flay on a 6.
Still going to roll it anyway in case I roll another 1.
Okay. 5 plus 3 is 8. They hold firm.
And then the 2-lady unit?
That's the... Oh, right, okay.
They're okay.
And they hold firm. Oh, right, so yeah, you auto pass here, but if you get a 1... Can you get more than 1 miracle dice a phase?
I'll check that. You used to be able to.
Okay, so we're learning not only that miracle dice are slightly different, but they're different from playtesting. You don't get ones for morale anymore, but you do get 1 for killing something in the fight phase. So that 5 we're going to count as killing the rhino in the fight phase, but you don't get any for morale.
No, so that was something that was in the previous codex.
Yes.
When I read this one, I completely missed.
Yeah, okay. But you've got a 5. You'll get another 1 at the start of the next battle round anyway. Do you want to roll another D6?
Let's do another one.
Let's do another one, because we're about to go into the next battle round. Are you able to re-roll these with your order or something?
I can if I don't like them, once per battle round.
Okay.
But I like those.
So you've now got a 4 and a 5. That is the end of Sisters turn 1. You have got 3 points for Stranglehold.
I've definitely got that, yep.
What was the other thing?
retrieved my Octolus over here.
Which doesn't count until you've done 2 quarters.
Yeah.
So you get 3 points for Stranglehold. It's 3 points to 5. At the end of Sisters, turn 1. I will be on 2 objectives for 10 points at the start of Death Guard, turn 2. But there's a ruckus in the middle of the shrine. Let's see what happens in Death Guard, turn 2. Here we are after the Death Guard movement and command phase. I'll get 10 points for the primary, so it's currently 15 points to 3. I'm not happy about this flank here. There's a lot of Sisters hassling these 3 objectives, and I've only got my tank and I've only got a unit of Poxwalkers which are now spreading the sickness. And at the end of the round, I'll do it now, they've suffered D3 mortal wounds, and they can ignore them on 6s because they're Poxwalkers. 2 of them die, but that'll get me 3 points for spreading the sickness twice. And I was thinking and talking quite a lot, because you are a tactical genius, about dropping my dude down here, because I've got a Lord of Contagion and trying to defend this flank a little bit. But ultimately, I don't know if that's a good choice right now, because there's a lot of Sisters down here. What I need to do to defend this flank is get Mortarion out of close combat, somehow. We'll get onto that. Mortarion told these guys to re-roll all hits, the Blight Lord Terminators. The idea is to shoot through the Sisters that are in front of me, then charge those suits right in front of me, and then hold on to my big boy pants as Morty and Val comes into them. It's gonna get messy down here. Meanwhile, the unit that was inside the Rhino got out and have moved forward here, ready to put pressure on that objective. These guys stepping around, holding on to the home ground objective, but they can also shoot through the trees just about and see the Sisters down here, because there's 3 objectives currently on, 3 units currently contesting this objective down here. So I'm pushing hard on this flank, which means I'm giving up a lot of ground on the other flank. But if I manage to crack this nugget, it's only turn 2, maybe in turn 4 or 5, I can make my way down there to influence that side of the battle grid. That's the plan. Before we go on to any shooting though, I need to do some Psychicness with Mortarion. I'm going to do Curse the Leper. I'm pointing at the unit right in front of me. And because of the -2, I need an 8 on this. And that's a Snake Eyes and a Peril, so obviously I'll spend a command point to re-roll that. And that's a 10. This is going to sting. So first up, you need a 6 to deny it. Mr. Steve, with your Psychicness, with your Order, Sister. And that's a 6! And you deny it, because there's another way you could have also denied it with a stratagem. The way it works is, I roll 7 dice, and on every result that exceeds your toughness, it does a mortal wound to the unit. So on 3 ups, I've done mortal wounds to them. And you just stop the power dead. How dare you? So I'll smite you instead. I was going to do Gift Contagion, but I'll smite you instead. And that's a fail because of the -2, because of the Right, Miasma of Pestilence from Delirium the Corruptor. I've got to put it on Morty one more time. This is a 6. -2, that still passes. With Pestilential Fallout, oh yeah, you can deny.
It's a 2.
That's a 2. So he's now -1 to hit, but because I got more than 7, they'll take a mortal wound. Sorry, Pestilential Fallout is the closest enemy unit within 12 takes a mortal wound on a 7 or more. So one of them died.
Yes.
He's -1 to hit. Let's do Putrescent Vitality on... Let's do Putrescent Vitality on this unit of Plague Marines. Let's get them a little bit tougher. This needs a 7 to cast, and at -2, that's a fail.
Fails.
So only 1 power goes off. Mortarion is -1 to hit one more time. That's the end of my shooting phase. He has a pistol, however. The assassin is always a 6, right?
Yeah.
So let's fire at the Sisters with the shield. That's a hit. It's strength 8. That's fails to wound with a lantern. Right, so let's shoot some guns. There's a Rhino there. There's a Sister on her own. Let's shoot her. 3s to hit and 3s to wound. And 1 wound. 1 3-up save. And she dies. That was remarkably successful. I need to crack open this Rhino and kill everything on this objective. But they could charm. Thoughts? 1 minute. A few moments later. I need to kill these girls down here on this objective. There's only 3 back here that can shoot all the way through the trees at the Sisters. Fortunately, with an extra bull advance, I get lots of shots. I will be hitting them on 4s though. 2 hits and winning them on 3s with 4 a wound. Did you? You don't. Oh, you felt safe. Then this squad will do the same. I feel like I need to mortar them.
No.
And then they can. Yes. So I will mortar them and shoot them with the fiddly gun on the front, and then entropy cannons into the rhino.
You're a harsh man.
Let's do entropy cannons into the rhino on 4s. 1 hit. We'll wound on a 3. And it fails to wound.
Let's go CP reroll.
Yeah.
Always gone for it. Oh.
Fails to wound. Okay. Mortar into ladies has 5 shots, which, again, I could draw the line. No, I can't draw the line. 4's to hit. 2 hits. And 2's to wound at -2. 2 more ladies die.
No.
And then this stubber, 4s and 3s at -1.
No.
1 lady left alive.
Let's just check if she's within 3 before I remove. Yeah, she's in, so just
They're
remove
both
that
in.
one. Yeah.
Okay. So I think what I'm going to do now then is this squad will fire everything into this lady here.
Wow.
Then charge the rhino.
Wow.
I think that's the way to do it. Let's fire everything into this lone superior, because she does have a 3-up save, right?
Mm-hmm.
4's to hit because of trees, and 3's to wound. 3-up saves on the last little lady on that objective next to the.
Do these one by one.
It always passes when you do it one by one. Oh,
Ooh.
It doesn't always pass.
Have you got any more shooting that could shoot her?
No. Yes. The Terminators, there will be some that can see her.
I'll take her off.
Okay. Okay, she's gone?
She's gone.
Okay, she's gone. Right. Foul Blight Spawn with his Plague Sprayer into them. What's their save? 5-up and bun right now.
They've got a 5-up in bun, yeah.
Okay, so D6 auto hits for 5 auto hits. I am strength 8. Your toughness not as high as 8, so I'm winning them on 3s. And I'm re-rolling 1s because it's a plague weapon. And that's AP -3, 2 damage on the suits.
5-ups. All go through. So
Do they blow up?
So this one's got 2 wounds left.
Dead.
Well, I remember I reduced damage by 1.
Okay, so it all becomes 1 damage each.
So dead.
Yes.
And then 1 will go over to that one to have.
They don't
Hang on, are they 3 or 5 wounds?
I think it's 4 wounds.
There's 4 wounds apiece,
So
yeah.
1's on 3. No feel, no painage?
No
feel, no painage. On to the Terminators that are re-rolling everything. I've just seen a character that I can shoot at.
You can.
So I'm going to put the 2 Blight launchers into her.
Mm-hmm.
All the other guns into the ladies, because they have a 3-up save. The idea is clear them away, then charge them.
Okay.
Yeah? Blight launchers into this one back here. No minuses to hit now, because there's no trees in the way. So I'm hitting on 3s. I'm re-rolling everything, because the Mortarian said shoot better. Oh dear. Only 1 hit.
They're not listening, are they?
Strength 6. Wounds at -2. She takes 2 damage. How many wounds did she start off with? 4?
She's got 4.
Because Assassinate is one of my secondaries, so I really should have been shooting her with entropy cannons. Right, then I've got 16 combi bottle shots into the ladies down here. And when the smoke clears, the sisters are gone. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling, wounding on 2s because of contagion range. They didn't stand a chance. Now this character, I've got 1 tank left to fire, which is this one over here. So I am going to fire it up and over with the mortar into her to try and get my point. Yes, because she's a bit exposed. The other shots are going to go into this exposed unit, which I already took a couple of wounds off last turn. But it is forced to hit them. Here's the entropy cannons. They both miss. And then the stubber hits once and will wound on a 3. And it wounds at -1. 1 damage.
Feel no pain?
They feel the pain. 1 of them dies. That unit of 8 is down to 5 left. Mortar up and over into the Hospitaller. Not Hospitaller. Dog Martyr.
Yep.
5 shots. Interestingly enough, because you draw a line of sight from her to the tank and it passes through trees, it's -1 to hit.
It is.
That's a rule now. 4s to hit her. I hit her twice. 2s to wound her. I wound her twice at -2. If you could fail one of these... One of these saves, it would be lovely, and that would be a...
So that's gone through. Damage?
2.
So she's going to be dead.
No CP?
No.
No.
But what I can do...
Right.
I'm going to check strategy.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Okay. Mr. Steve, what you're thinking? Tell people what you're thinking about.
Okay, so I could have had 3 options here.
Yes.
So the first option would have been I could have CP rerolled that.
Yes.
The second option is I can spend a CP to use a miracle dice to create the save that I need.
Yep.
Or what I could have used is Divine Intervention. Now, Divine Intervention basically is 2 CPs.
Yes.
And I would have stood back up, but I also need to burn a miracle dice in order to do that. I've only got 4 CPs left.
It's 2 CP and a miracle dice.
Yeah.
You don't have to roll. It could be a 1 on the miracle dice.
It doesn't matter. For every miracle dice you burn, you then get that many wounds back.
Okay.
For me, it's not really worth it.
Because you got 4 CP. Yeah. Okay, so she gets bombed. At least that's 3 points for assassinate for me. That is the end of my shooting phase. Now we're going to do some charges. We're going to start with the Plague Marines charging this rhino down here. Would you like to overwatch?
No.
I don't know how far I need. It's probably not that. The Plague Marines make it into the rhino. Now the Blight Lord Terminators are declaring a charge against this unit here. Would you like to overwatch with your multi-melters?
No.
It's a 6-inch charge. For the Emperor, no, for Zinch. And that's a 6. So the Blight Lord Terminators come charging into the Paragon Warsuits. Then we pile in, then we fight. 2 flails is 12 attacks. 6 attacks each. On 3s, I re-roll everything because Mortarion told them to until my next command phase. They're toughness 5, which becomes toughness 4 because of contagions of Nurgle. So I'm going to be wounding on 3s and re-rolling 1s because it's a plague weapon. And they're AP -2. 2 damage. 5s, each of them becomes 1 damage apiece.
So that's the first one dead?
Yes.
And then that's 1 taking a wound?
Yes, and then I'm going to hit you with some axes. But the axes then come swinging in and re-roll. And at strength 6, I'm wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s. After the re-roll, Mr. Steve's got a bajillion 5-up saves and the suits are taken out. Then the Blight Lord Terminators consolidate. Then I come across to the Plague Marines that charge the Rhino and I'm burning 2 CP on Eternal Hatred. First I need to strike though with my Flail of Corruption, which will hit on 3s and I only hit 3 times. Strength 5 versus Toughness 7 would be winning on 5s, but with Eternal Hatred I'm winning on 4s. I wound all the times though, and that's -2 damage. Go for it. Pass. No, so it's down to 2 wounds remaining. I'm going to have to do it with Plague Knives. 3s to hit. That could have been better. Only 4 hits. This is 4s to wound now because of the +1 to wound. And that is 4-up saves. It's -1. It's dead Rhino.
It's dead Rhino.
Does it go boom?
See. Does not.
Is the lady inside dead? No.
She's okay.
She comes out. The last sister comes out of the Rhino on this objective, but the Plague Marines manage to consolidate through, and one of mine is now within 3 inches. So I'm contesting that objective as well now. Contesting this one, scoring the 3 in the backfield. That's it for my charging units. Now defenders get to fight. The Sacrosancts slash out at the Demon Primarch on 4s. 6s count as extra hits though, which is good. 4s to hit because of miasma. They're fighting through a cloud of flies. 5s to wound, and I see 4 wounds. 4 invulnerable saves coming up. I only fail 1. And I do feel the pain. Mortarion is down to 7 wounds remaining. Now let's pick Mortarion. I'm tempted to hit that damn Psyker now. I think I should, because it's 6 attacks with my overhand swing, and it's D3 plus 3 damage, but you have a 4-up invulnerable save. So if you manage to hit and wound with 2, you've got 50-50, or a bajillion attacks with the underhand swing. But I could kill all of them and then come... I've started, so I'll finish. Let's start on the sisters with the shields. I've dared to break the Barbaran plate. I will hit them back on 2s. No minuses to wound them this time, so wounding on 2s, re-rolling 1s, and that is a bajillion 4-up invulnerable saves.
Here we
Just
go.
gonna grab them.
And then 6 pluses.
Yeah.
Still no pains.
Okay. So that's a pretty good roll.
I've done well there.
You've done well. You only failed 4.
Now watch the hospital. The NHS. Oh, only 2.
Now the Caluxus Assassin strikes out at Mortarion and hits once. Need a 6 to wound, however.
hits on 2, so...
Oh, right, hits 3 times. Yeah, beautiful.
6 is to wound, nothing.
No wounds. Okay, so that is the end of the fight phase. And at the end of Death Guard turn 2, they've powered through and taken the wasteland on this side of the Sanctum Sanctum. And the systems on this side are looking somewhat exposed. When the character dies, you gained a miracle dice. Mr. Steve got a 5 on the miracle dice. He's still got a chunk of stuff over this side of the battle grid, and I've only got 2 units facing him. And there are still some Seraphim ready to drop in from the sky. The Death Guard are spreading the sickness. They're engaging on 3 fronts, so they get 23 points. The Death Guard are spreading the sickness. They're engaging across all 3 fronts, and they've killed a character, so they get 23 points at the start of the Sisters' turn. They'll get 10 points for the primaries. So it'll be 23 points to the Death Guard, 13 points to the Order of the Bloody Rose as we go into Sisters, turn 2. Here we are before the movement phase. It's 13 points to 23 for the Sisters. And they're under a lot of pressure. They need to clear this site. So Mr. Steve wants to talk us through some of the decisions, the hard choices he needs to make right now. What do you think, sir?
I'm under a lot of pressure.
Yes.
You've really stuck it to me, I'm not going to lie.
Mortarian should have died, let's put it that way. All your multi-melter shots, he's on, 7 wounds?
Yeah.
1 or 2 of them getting through, he probably isn't there anymore.
And that 1 damage on that big rocket.
Yeah.
Not good.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes.
Look, the future's bright.
Yes.
There's always a hope. There's always a silver lining. So I've got a miracle, I've got a Blessing of the Faithful, Ruptured Blows on this Canoness.
Right.
And I can use one of my miracle dice, and I've used the 6 I rolled earlier.
Right.
Now creates a 6-inch aura.
Right.
Any core or character unit within that 6-inch aura gets, on a wound roll of a 6, a mortal wound. And this is not affected by anything that affects aura abilities.
Because Mortarian with Glowing Blow stops aura abilities.
But this is impervious to it.
Right. Is that a once per battle thing? Or?
Once per battle.
Right, okay.
Now, so I'm going to do that in the command phase.
Yes.
Then what I'm going to do is give this unit over here...
Yes.
Potentially reroll hits in wounds.
Right.
But they will be affected. So I need them, ideally, to get into that unit over there. I'm going to measure the distance.
Okay.
I can spend 2 CPs here to fall back.
Right.
And charge. And also get Zealot for the turn.
Nice.
Pretty handy. So that will give them reroll hits. So I'll probably put reroll hits in wounds on this unit here.
Okay. Is this after this lady that sort of runs that way to make her...
She can advance in charge.
Right, okay.
So I'm actually going to get her tucked into Mortarian, because she's got a flat damage 3 weapon.
Okay. With her aura going off as well.
Mortal wounds.
Nice.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
A Repentia need to make an advance in charge over into these guys and clear me off there, or clear these Poxwalkers off there for some action of the Stranglehold.
And you did some command phase things here.
Just to give them extra attack.
Just give them extra attack. But there was an extra +1 advance and charge as well.
So
please excuse the aeroplane.
I can give a unit advance in charge for the turn.
Yeah.
And if I'm within 6 aura of the Repentia, I probably won't be, depending on how well she rolls, but maybe a +1 to wound. They probably won't need it against
For the people, where's the advance and charge coming from? The +1 advance and charge.
The superior there.
Yes. Okay, so the idea is pressure all the way down there and basically try and do something about this nugget. Trying to crack it open.
Yeah.
Let's do some movement. Here we are after the Sisters' movement phase. They're currently on 3 objectives down here. The Seraphim dropping in more than 6 inches away from any other table quarter, and they're retrieving Octarius data. That unit back there not retrieving the data this turn because you've got a reroll charge here.
I do.
Against the Poxwalkers. Mm-hmm. And you've got an advance and charge with this unit of Repentia. Repentia. So you've got multiple units that could charge into this quarter and kill them. And if you fail the charge, then they'll retrieve the data anyway. Yes?
Well, I check on checking actions. But if I make this charge, I'm not even going to declare it. So
you won't even declare it. Okay. And then next turn they can retrieve data anyway because they're fairly safe back there. Yeah. The priest is down there with these guys. And these girls got good charges. And now you're double teaming an objective in the centre of the table. Putting you on 3 objectives down here, which is important for Stranglehold.
Yeah, this one's still contested.
Yes.
I spent a lot of CPs. Yes. I spent 2 CPs to get full back.
Yeah.
And charge with this unit.
Yes.
And it also gives me reroll hits.
Yes.
So I've pulled them out this way.
Yeah.
So that therefore they can attack outside of 9 of his ability.
Yeah, because you can't re-roll hits and wounds within 9 inches of Morty. He turns off auras within 3. You've also fallen back with the assassin, interestingly enough.
And I've put him within 3 inches of both units.
What does that do?
I'm going to spend 2 CPs later on.
Yeah.
And make both of those units fight last. So that means you can't interrupt.
Is that what he does?
That's what he does for 2 CPs.
Brilliant. Okay, so no interrupting going on there. I like it.
These lot shuffled over.
Yes.
Canoness ran forward. She can advance in charge.
Yes.
And then Morty and Val tucked back a little bit so that she can go in for a charge. And the Hospitaller now is going to spend 1 CP to bring me back D3 Sacrosancts from the dead.
Oh, nice.
And are you ready?
Good luck. You need as many 4-up and vulnerable saves as you can get.
For the Emperor.
For the Emperor.
Big. I want to see the DZ.
DZ.
Come on, for me.
Come on, DZ.
Come on. Here we go. For the Emperor.
It's a 5.
I'll take it. I'll take
Three
it.
more 4-up invulnerable saves come back. I thought I did well whittling them down to 4. There's 7 of them. 10 over here. That's some good shenanigans going on. Do we have any shooting? Not a lot, it looks like.
Just Morty and Val.
Yes.
And some pistol shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the pistol fire from the Sacrosancts bounced into the Terminators. This unit can fall back and charge the other unit, but not fall back and shoot. So now onto Morty and Val. What is she aiming her guns at?
She's going to put... I need to get some wounds on Morty.
Okay.
So I'm going to put the big rocket on Morty.
Yes.
And actually just getting rid of one more of these guys is going to be great. So I'm going to use the Strength 6 weapon, the Heavy Bolter into them.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So start with the Heavy Bolter into them.
Okay.
So that is 2 hits.
Right.
And then we've got wounding on 3s. That's 2 wounds. And that is minus 1.
I make my 4-up and vulnerable saves.
You love it. Okay.
Okay. And then a missile launcher.
2 missile shots.
Face.
1 hits, 1 misses.
Okay. Strength.
8.
Toughness 8.
Nothing.
Fails to wound. So the shooting phase, I think that's it. Oh, we've got a gun down here.
Oh yeah.
We've got a gun down here firing at...
She's got a pistol. At
Well,
you.
they're minuses, but they're not. And there's one on a wound.
Cool, let's do that, and she misses.
Oh, okay. That's the shooting phase done.
That's it.
So now we're going to charge. So we're starting the charge phase. The Hospitaller unit is going into the Terminators, and I can't fire Overwatch because of the bodyguard rule. Can't be target is as a target because she's within 3 of them. So let's find out how far the NHS goes. The NHS goes 11. The Hospitaller charges the Terminators. Then we have the Sword and Shield squad going in against Mortarion.
Yep. I'm tempted to go against both. I'm within 3, so it would be unfailable just to get more attacks onto here. But I'm not going to be greedy, and I'm just going to go for Mortarion.
Okay. That's an 11 as well. It looks like this, leaving a gap for the Canoness, but we're going to get back to that because you've got Miracle Dice that you might want to spend and CP that you might want to re-roll. Where are we starting first? Over here.
So I really need to get these guys in, so I'm going to use my Miracle Dice.
Yes.
If I use a 5, that gets me to there.
Yeah.
Then if I roll a 1, I'm still out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to risk it.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend both my Miracle Dice and automatically make that charge.
Beautiful.
So I'm going 9 inches.
So the Repentia come charging through the ruin and engage the Poxwalkers. No Miracle Dice left over, making them all work for this magic. We're back to the Canoness. Where would you like to go with her?
I would like to go into, this is really important.
Yes.
I need a 4 to get to there or a 5 to get to there.
Right. Where would you prefer to be, Mortarion or the Blightlord Terminators?
Well, I need as many attacks on this unit as possible.
The Blightlord Terminators,
but
okay.
She's only got that 6-inch aura for those rupturous blows.
Yes.
He's unfortunately turning off my rerolls to hit and wound. I'd love her to be able to get over to here.
Yes.
But I need I'm within 6, so I need a 5. But here I'm within 4, so I need a 3. I cannot risk a failure because I cannot risk a reroll.
Right.
So I'm going to go with her into Mortarion.
Okay, good luck. And that's Snake Eyes. Oh dear. When it rains, it pours. Steve, you've got 2 CP left. You can burn one of them.
No, I can't.
What do you mean you can't burn one of them? You got 2 CP. Reroll the charge. It's Snake Eyes. What?
I need my 2 CPs to make you fight last.
Oh.
Otherwise you interrupt and pick up my units.
Right.
So I'm going to have to do this the hard way. She's still getting an aura range.
Right.
But obviously she gets 7 attacks.
Yes.
So any 6s to hit Morty would have been a mortal wound.
Would he?
Yeah.
And he's only got 7 wounds left.
So I needed every attack I had. That That is
Do you know what?
brutal.
2 characters have tried to charge Morty, and the foul stench of his beating hide have pushed them back.
So this unit here.
The one that fell back in charge.
Into the Blight Lords.
Okay. And that's a 5. So there. Oh, that's Snake Eyes because you chose to reroll. I'd have been happy with a 5, but they're going to be in anyway.
Yeah.
So we come round here, leaving a little bit of a gap for Morty and Val. He gets an 11.
Just to go.
And she gets in to the Blight Lord Terminator.
Staying within 6 of my Canoness.
And that's all the charging units done. And then at the start of the fight phase, you burn 2 CP on the Gluxus Assassin.
To make both of these ineligible to use the counter-interrupt stratagem.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you made it difficult on yourself.
I did.
Where are we going to start the fight phase?
Obviously, I'm not declaring that charge over there, so my Retrieve Octulus will still go off.
Yes.
But I'm going to go first with those Repentia.
Okay.
Because obviously I don't need to worry about this. That I need to clear off.
Yes.
I'm going to get 8 of them.
Yes.
They get 4 attacks each because of the Priest ability and being Bloody Rose.
Yes.
They get Zealot, so they reroll misses.
Yes.
And then 6s will explode.
This
1,
is
2,
thing,
3,
isn't
4,
it?
5, 6. Hitting on 4s.
Right. But Zealot is reroll everything, right?
Only the 1/6.
Oh.
Look, I need my 6s. I'm saving. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Saving them for the mortal wounds in a moment.
Right.
Because I need some ruptured blows.
A ruptured what now?
Ruptured blows later on with my Canoness ability.
Okay.
So these are the rerolls.
Yes.
Still, already just the 1 more 6 there.
What does the 6s do again?
They explode.
Right.
So they count as additional hits. So they're going to put 2 more hits in.
Okay.
All right.
Strength.
Strength 6.
Toughness 4.
So 3s.
Any rerolls here?
No rerolls to wound.
Right. AP damage.
Damage 2.
Right. So
Minus 4.
Okay. So loads of feel no painage coming up. 18 6s. So the way this works is those are 18 dice because it's 2 damage each. I need to get another 6. It doesn't matter anyway because that's a lot of dead Poxwalkers.
They're gone.
So over in this side of the battle grid, the Poxwalkers have been taken out. Next up, we're going to the unit of 10 that are attacking Mortarion. Because remember, a 9-inch range around him, you can't reroll hits and wounds. So the idea is kill Mortarion first, and then the second unit attacking the Blight Lord Terminators can get all of their rerolls. And you're hitting on 3s. Smoosh. 6s to hit exploding there. Now looking at 5s to wound, but really looking for those 6s, because 6s do what now?
They're mortal wounds in addition.
How many have you got?
I told you I was saving them, and it's gone all right. I've got 8 there.
8. He's only got 7 wounds left.
I know. You've got to feel no pain.
Okay. But I've got to make all these saves.
You've got to make all those saves.
9 saves, which are 4s.
Yep.
Add some dice. Another one. So 9 4-up and vulnerable saves. Coming up. And...
You've got a good effort, mate.
Ooh.
You've only failed 3.
3 get through, plus the 7 mortals.
Plus
8
the
mortals. So 3, plus 8 mortals. 6, 7, 8. Right, that many.
You need 11 in total, yeah.
11. He's got 7 he's got 7 wounds left, but he's going to ignore these on 5s and 6s. Will Zinch, Papa Zinch, protect? That's 7 wounds. That's enough to take down Mortarion, who will detonate on a 4+, and he doesn't even blow up. There's just a warp implosion, and he goes screaming back to the Garden of Nurgle. The demon has been driven out of the sanctum. Now Morty and Val will strike the Blight Lord Terminators. She has 5 attacks.
She does. We did check, and the Canoness ability only affects order units,
Right.
friendly order, and she does not have an order.
Okay.
And nor does the Hospitaller, which we also checked.
Okay.
So we have to fight with her first, because otherwise if you remove that model, she won't be able to pile in an attack. So I need to get these 5 attacks in now.
Okay. 2's to hit. She rolls all hits. It's her thing.
But that 6 does explode, so that goes back in.
Okay. Strength.
Strength 8.
Toughness 5.
So 3s. Real failed wound rolls.
That's her thing.
So that is a mortal wound.
Right.
In addition.
Yes.
And then that's also a mortal wound. So you've got 4 saves to make.
4 saves of minus bajillion, no doubt. 4 up and vulnerable saves. I fail 1.
Okay.
How much damage?
So it's flat 3 damage.
So you did 2 mortal wounds, right? 1 was injured, kills 1. And then the 3 damage becomes 2 damage plus another mortal. She killed 2.
And
kills
unfortunately,
two.
I think it works the other way around.
What? Oh yeah, mortal wounds you apply last. You're right.
So, unfortunately, because the one wound,
the
failed one goes and just kills that one off, and then the 2 mortal wounds spill onto the next
No, you're
guy.
right. I know that one. You always apply the mortal wounds last. Then the Sacrosancts pile into the Blight Lord Terminators. They're hitting on 3s. And re-rolling 1s now, because Val's ability kicks in. Mortarian's dead.
Well, they reroll all hits because of Zealot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it's all of those.
Re-roll them. Lovely.
Roll 2 6s, 3 6s, so then 3 extra dice go back into the pile.
Okay.
Now, a strength 6, so I'm winning on 3s.
Yes.
And remember, any 6s are mortal wounds.
Okay. Is there no minimum to this? You could potentially do 20 mortal wounds when they strike.
Potentially, yeah. But it's very situational with the aura, using the miracle dice, and all that other stuff. So you're going to have 5 mortal wounds or 6 mortal wounds in addition.
Ouchie.
And then these are all the saves that you need to make.
16, 4 up and vulnerable saves. Coming up. Here's all my failed saves. Plus all the mortal wounds.
So that's
a lot.
That kills one guy. That's got the 1 wound.
Yes.
And then
2, 3, 4, 5. Ouch. Leaving 4 Terminators left. The champion's fallen. That's 2 flails, 2 blight launchers with axes left. And the Hospitaller can't find a way through. Morty and Val is protected by the screen. That's it for all the charging units. Costing a lot of CP and a lot of brain power. All your miracle dice gone. All your command points gone. But what a turnaround. Now I'm going to strike you back. Here's the flail attacks on 3s. And interestingly, I still get rerolls because that lasts until my next command phase. Mortarian told him to fight better, even though he's not here anymore. Your toughness 2. I'm strength 5. I'm wounding on 2s. And I reroll the 1s. Oh, that's a lot of wounds at -2.
So, on my 4+ saves.
Yes. And that's a lot of saves.
And then we've got 6+ for my hospital.
And it's 2 damage each, so you need to reroll the 6.
Oh, 4 dead.
4 dead. And then the axes. I've got 3 axes. 3 axes. These will hit on 3s. Reroll because Morty said so. And Grandfather is always watching. Winning on 2s. And rerolling because Plague Weapon. 4 more at -2. And then Hospitaller doing her thing. 1 damage each, yes. Oh, wow.
Just the 1.
Just 1. Leaving 2 girls left. So it was unit 4, went back to a unit of 7, back to a unit of 2. That's all the fight phase. We've got morale. I've got 5 C... What?
Sorry.
Yes?
Once per game,
Yes.
Morty and Val,
Yes.
at the end of the fight phase,
Yes.
can fight again.
But she's going to pile in and do a thing one more time.
She's going to pile in.
Nice. Let's do it. I want to see this girl in full action, in full swing. So once per battle thing. 5 more attacks coming in hot, I'm assuming.
Beg your pardon.
What?
I need to be engagement range.
If you're in engagement range?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for checking the rule.
Always check.
New codex.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's the end of fighting. We have morale and things happening all over the place. I've got 5 CP, so obviously I'm burning 2 to try and keep these around.
Yep.
Insane bravery, we're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You lost 5 in that squad now?
Yep.
Because it went from 4 to 7 back to... Yeah.
Yep.
The leadership 9. 3 plus 4, they hold. They stand firm. They are angry girls. Now you've pushed Mortarian out of the sanctum. You've pushed my line all the way back. What an impressive turnaround. Let's rack up some points.
Yep.
And so at the end of turn 2, the Order of the Bloody Rose have retrieved 2 Octavia Estatas. There are more objectives than me, that's Stranglehold, and 3 points for Assassinate, making it 23 points to 23 at the end of turn 2. But at the start of turn 3, this objective is contested. I'm only on this objective here. That'll only get me 5 points. You're going to get 15 for primaries unless I do something about it.
I've got lots of weak units though, there's lots to play for.
Death Guard, turn 3. Here we are after the Death Guard movement phase, and with my 5 points for the primaries, I'm on 28 points to 23, but it looks like the sisters are going to get a lot of points as soon as it rolls into their turn 3. Losing Mortarian's a big blow, obviously, he's a quarter of the army. Tank moving around here, because there's 2 characters there for Assassinate, which I can shoot off. And the idea is get you off that objective. Shoot one of them, charge the other one. That's a 9-inch charge. That could happen. Maybe Zinch, the change, Lord of Change, will protect me and will allow me with the dice roll to get there and do my things. Meanwhile, around here, bit of shuffling. These guys can't actually see anything because of ruins. I can't shoot her or the Cluxus Assassin because the bodyguard rule is a thing. But I do want to get on that objective there, and I do want to do some shenanigans and try and get this objective as well. I want to get these 3 back and potentially at least contest that objective there to stop Mr. Steve running away with all the points. So we're going to move on to the psychic phase. I was thinking about doing something there at the end of the movement phase, but it turned out you do it in the command phase, Eruption of Filth, so I can't. So psychic phase. Delirium the Corruptor is going to cast Miasma of Pestilence on the Terminators right in front of them. I need a 6, and then with the -2, that's a fail. It's an 8 to cast, and what happens is one of those will die. I'd like them dead from psychicness, and then I can charge her.
Correct.
And I got 4 CP because I got 1 back. So what's the worst that can happen? Let's CP reroll that. That's a 9. That is a 9. You can attempt to deny. You need a 6.
For the Emperor.
For the Emperor. That's a 1.
That's not a 6.
That's not a 6. The Terminators are -1 to hit. And with Pestilential Fallout, one of these ladies with the shields will die. But you do have a hospitaler nearby.
I do.
For a 6-up shrug.
For the Emperor.
For the Emperor again. No. Now I'm going to smite. Let's smite. You can smite into combat. So let's try and kill that. I need a 7 for this to work. And then I can charge your Warlord. Come on, Zinch. Make this work. Yay, Zinch makes it work. But you can deny it on a 6 for the Emperor. Come on.
Yes!
And the Emperor protects. That's awful, isn't it? When I pile in, though, I could end up in range of her with a flail.
You can.
And this could pile in 3.
Yeah.
I could probably get 2 in range of her.
Should we have a little coaching moment?
She halves... Or, yes, go for it.
Okay, so the rules stipulate that you only have to end closer to the closest enemy model.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, we're not based.
Yeah.
So this model...
I could move them both around that way.
This model has to end closer. So as long as he ends to there...
And then that one goes through.
And ends closer. He's now within an inch, right?
Yeah.
That can go 3, ending closer to there.
Yeah.
Also getting within an inch.
Yeah.
And these... That's equidistance, can go to there. Half an inch, half an inch, half an inch. He can go to there, half an inch, half an inch, half an inch. Now all of those 4 can put their attacks on that.
All right, so that's what's going to happen in the fight phase. But before then, let's shoot some guns.
Yes.
Let's leave them there. The only thing I can shoot at here, can I? Does the bodyguard rule protect your Cluxus Assassin?
I'm going to check
because I could foul spurt the Cluxus Assassin, but I don't know yet. So
you actually wouldn't be able to, because he's
he's a character. Yes,
he's still a character within 3, and this model's still closer.
Yeah. So we'll do that anyway. Let's shoot at... The only thing that he can do with the foul spurt is into the girls with the shield. So let's foul spurt them for 5 auto hits, which will wound them on 2s, re-rolling 1s. And they do need to make a bunch of 4-up and vulnerable saves. And each doing 2 damage. And then 6s again. So I kill 1.
Yep. You would kill 2.
I'd have killed 2, yeah. Let's do the Stormbolter from the Rhino into them. Stormbolter hits once. Doesn't wound. Oh no, it does wound because your contagion range is 6 inches. But you have a 2-up save on the shields. The Emperor protects. So the Plague Marine squad will shoot down into them because I'm going to charge this lady down here. Forced to hit though because I'm firing through trees. And 2s to wound with a 2-up save. 3 more 2-up saves on the shield ladies. They're okay. Now I've got some decisions to make. I think I have to fire everything from... 1 minute. No, I'll come back to that. This tank will fire... These guys have got 5 up and vulnerable save, right?
Yeah.
I think I'll...
Warlord trait gives a +1 aura.
Yeah. So if I kill her, then that's gone.
Yep.
So if I do entropy cannons and the stubbers into here, I'm going to put the mortar. These are objectives secured. Let's start shooting them away. Because the idea is charge that one. Plus I've got another mortar over there, which can reach her.
Okay.
So mortar here.
Yep.
Entropy cannons there.
Cool.
Let's do the mortar on these girls. 6 shots. I like it.
That's big.
It's big.
You're -1 to hit though.
Yeah, 4s through the trees, but I hit you 4 times.
Still very nice.
I'm wounding them on 2s and re-rolling the 1s because it's a plague weapon, and that's -2 on the ladies. 5s. 3 of them go kaboom. Entropy cannons now streak through the ruins into the canoness and hit her only once, but I will wound her on a 2. I do wound her, that's -4.
5 up. And there it is.
You know, it's D3 plus 3 damage.
The Emperor protects, or your dice do.
So it looks like I'm dropping a mortar down here. On this one. No, that one.
Yeah.
They're both in range. Mortar on that one.
Yeah.
Entropy cannons and other things into the swords because I can't shoot anything else with them.
Okay.
Oh, 1 minute. I forgot. I got the stubbery things.
Yeah.
Stubbery things into her as well, which is 3s and 3s. Ooh. 4 at -1.
Saucy.
I tickle a wound off of her.
Tickle a wound off, yeah.
Okay.
I think that takes me down to 3 left. I'll double check.
So here comes the Mortar of Doom from the other end of the battle grid. And that gets 2 shots. So I'm going to re-roll that one. And that gets 2 shots as well. But at least I'm hitting on 3s. And wounding on 2s. And she gets wounded twice.
Now, I've just checked. She's got a Rosarius, a 4+ invulnerable save.
Has she? So
Yeah.
2 4-ups coming up. And that's 2 damage only. She's going to live on 1 wound left. How annoying is that?
That was a very, very tense moment.
And then entropy cannons and stubbery things into the girls in the ruins. Here's the stubbery things. And I wound them 3 times at -1, but +1 because of the
cover.
because of the cover.
For the Emperor,
No.
one dead.
Entropy cannons. 2 hits. 2 wounds. 4-ups. And that does
I'll pick another one.
6 damage. And that is the end of my shooting phase. We're going to charge with the Plague Marines here into this lady. And we make the charge. So now we come down this side of the battle grid. And you've pulled from that edge. Which gives an interesting choice because... Go on, what?
So the right play would have been to leave a model there.
Yeah,
In my haste to pick up models, I just put them back.
grabbed.
But this is where you just need to spend a little bit of extra time to really think about the models you remove, because we've still got a potential.
It's a 9-inch that
charge.
way or a 9-inch that way. See, this way could get me...
An objective.
But it doesn't get assassinate. Whereas that way gets me assassinate.
This one's very weak, this character.
Yes. But this one, if I get you off of here, you'll be on 1-2 objectives. And I think we're contesting that one.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of models either side over there.
I made that one's in 3, that one's in 3, these are in 3.
You may even claim it off me then.
I might be contesting that one. So, and this one is a 5 points. You'll be on 2, you'll be on 10. If I get that one, you'll still be on 10.
Yeah.
And I'll kill a cat. That one, I'll charge that one.
Yeah.
This is a 9-inch charge. And let's pray to Zinch one more time and command point re-roll that. And make the charge! Right, let's go into the fight phase. This happens in the fight phase, but at the end of the charge phase, you could have piled in.
Could have
You
intervened, yeah.
heroically intervened, but you weren't going to anyway.
Yeah, we'll just say it, because we did the moment there, we'll leave it as it is. Yeah.
You didn't necessarily want her getting hit, because at the moment, you can't fight first, no matter what, and you can't pay to interrupt.
So, because I'm outside of 3,
yes.
I still would fight before you do. The 6-inch aura only takes away my charging bonus, but obviously I am not making a charge. So I'm still a defender in this situation.
Yeah.
So the smart play would be, when you were there, because your aura's only 3 inches, I heroically intervene to there, and then I would get to swing first.
Right.
So that's how that would work.
But what's happening now?
So we mentioned about doing the pile-in, so we wanted to show that off, so that's what we'll go with.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So, charging units, come down here.
Yep.
He's hitting on 3s with his overhand swing because you've only got 2 wounds.
Yep.
4 wounds, sorry. So let's do that. 3s to hit. And I'm strength bajillion. I'm wounding on 2s and re-rolling 1s. So I wound you that many times at minus a lot. 5 up and vulnerable saves, each doing 2 damage. She's got 4 wounds. Smush. I'm on that objective. I'm contesting that objective, at least. I'm contesting an objective, Steve.
Yeah.
Other charging units, over here. Lots of flaily attacks into... She's dead. So that's the end of the charging stuff. Then defenders get to fight.
So I'll go with the Val first.
Let's go with the Val. -1 to hit this unit.
Yeah.
I got my thingy bob off.
I reroll misses.
Yes. So she hits 4 times.
And then that explodes into another hit.
Damn it. She wounds on, she's strength 8, so she wounds on 3s and rerolls the wounds.
It's nice to have my rerolls back.
4 wounds.
And that's a mortal wound in addition.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 up and vulnerable saves. And then that's 2 damage.
So one guy...
Or 3 damage.
It's flat 3, so one guy's dead.
Kill that one.
Yeah.
And then that's 2 damage.
Plus the mortal 3.
Okay.
So one more dead.
Like that.
Like that.
Can I hit her now?
You can hit me, yeah.
Yay! Spending CP on Vermid Whispers, +1 to hit. Hitting on 2s, they're all over the place. 11 hits came through. The Terminators are angry. I'm strength 5 with my flails. You're toughness 5, which becomes toughness 4.
Yeah.
So I'm winning you on 3s. And I reroll 1s. No 1s. And those are -2, 2 damage each, but she halves all damage.
She does.
So you need to make a lot of 4 up and vulnerable saves. And she's probably going to live. But
1, 2, oh, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What?
She's dead.
The Emperor does not protect. Waha! She can go boom. Don't go boom. She doesn't go boom. She's gone. You gain a miracle dice. It's a 4. Would you like to re-roll that to a 1?
I'm good. I'll keep it.
Okay. You need to roll a 6 here for morale. That's the only morale test that we have. 5 + 3 is 8. They're going to pass. I want to say you need to roll a 6. You don't want to roll a 6. Oh, you get to fight back here.
Oh, yes.
The angry lady with her sword.
4 attacks.
Yes.
Yes. No, it will be... Sorry, I think I've done that wrong, because we're in ongoing combat, not a charge.
Yes.
That would only be 3 attacks.
Okay.
Shall I re-roll the 3? 3 attacks?
It's up to, I don't mind.
So,
We get
2
3.
hit. No, -1 to hit.
Yes.
So just the 1 hit.
Okay. Strength 6.
And
She wounds.
yeah,
I make the save.
you love it.
My morale, I hold firm. You lost 1 there. I am outnumbering you in that 1, 2, 3, 4 on that objective.
And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
So that's contested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on that one. I'm on that one. So I'm on 2.
Yep.
This one's contested.
Yep.
And you're on 2.
Yep.
So I stopped you getting to 15 at least.
You did.
And I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4 table quarters.
Boom.
And I killed 2 characters.
Yes.
So
All
let's
points.
rack up some points. So it's been a brutal battle so far. Mortarion has gone. A High Lord of Terror has fallen. And I racked up a total of 6 points for spreading sickness, 7 points for engaging, 9 points for assassinating now, getting me up to 37 points to the Sisters 23. At this rate, there'll be nothing left by the end of the game as we've gone to Sisters, turn 3. Here we are after the Order of the Bloody Roses, a movement phase. After picking up 10 points on the primaries, it's 33 points to 37. It's as close can be. Canoness number 2 advances through the ruins from the Sanctum. She can advance and charge. That's her warlord trait. And we're after characters, because characters are 3 points a pop. So that's what's happening here. And the Sisters jumping up and over. You've got a CP. What are you doing with that? What are you doing with that?
Going to bring back D3, aren't I?
Oh yeah, D3 come back
hospital.
from the hospitaler. Yeah.
I'm going to put it onto my big unit here.
The bigger unit.
I'm going to go on the bigger unit.
On the bigger unit.
I'm going to go on the bigger unit.
Yes. That's 1 this time.
That's not so good.
There are 6 left in this squad, now 7. We did remember morale. They passed. So there's a chunk coming through the middle, and if the Sisters manage to pull this off, there'll be a Plague Marine state gap in the middle of the battle grid by the end of this turn. The Sisters here, the unit of 2, are retrieving Octarius data in this quarter, so that'll be another 4 points. Killing characters will be a 4 points, and you're on more objectives than me for Stranglehold, and your once per battle ability is what now?
Turn off invulnerable saves.
Boom.
And I used a 4, so that's a 3-inch, which is him.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's not going to get an invulnerable save.
He has a 2-up save, he's toughness 6 with 7 wounds. But these ladies are very angry.
They're very angry.
Meanwhile, the priest advanced over there and is on that objective.
Yep.
Because it looks like the other angry ladies are looking at charging a tank.
Yep.
And bogging it down in turn 4 and 5 so it doesn't do anything is a good thing. I tried to kill her, but the Emperor protects. So now we're going on to the shooting phase. Is there any gun?
Yes. The only one I've got is the Clux Assassin.
Right.
Your Psyker.
Go for it. This is going to be D6 attacks because this is Psyker.
It's going to be D6.
So
3.
3. Hitting on 2s because it's a Colluxus Assassin.
It's a Colluxus Assassin.
Yes.
And hitting on 2. Oop.
Oh, one hit.
Not so good.
Yes.
Strength 5. Wounds -4.
Okay, don't get a save. How much damage?
Just the 1.
And Delirium the Corruptor is down to 3 wounds remaining. Wait, he's got a grenade as well.
And he can fire. It's one of the only models that can do a grenade and fire a weapon.
Okay.
And it's because it's a Psyker as well.
Psychic grenade.
So it's D3 shots. It's 3.
Yes.
Hitting on 2s again.
Yes. 2 hits.
And then we've got, on a 6, it's a mortal wound. No.
No. Pistol shot, grenade shot. Interesting. There were some pistols, but because of Lookout Sir, nothing could fire over here. We've got some charges. Where would you like to start the charge phase?
I'm going to start with this unit. All right, charging into there.
Yeah, that tank's done its job. And in they go. The angry ladies with the big chainswords are going to bog down that tank for the rest of the game.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And if I'm smart, I'll keep a model within 3 of this priest so that you can't target him from any other direction.
Right.
Because he's on 3 on that objective. Happy to sacrifice 1 from fighting, keeping 2 within 2, and then just to be able to put those attacks on you later.
Okay. More charges.
This unit onto him.
Yes. That's a 7. My Lord of Contagion, Polos, is surrounded, and more importantly, you take that objective off me now. You're outnumbering me on that one.
Yeah.
So now you're on 3 over here. We come down to this end of the battle grid.
What I'll also do is put my Palatine into there as well, just to get some more attacks.
She
on
goes
3,
in.
and that'll make you fight last.
Yes.
Then, over here, the Sacrosaints are going to go and charge onto the unit of Terminators.
Okay.
On a 4.
They're in.
And I've done this so that I'm going to stay over 1 inch away, so
Yep.
6 inches literally to his edge.
Yeah.
As long as I end my charge just within 1 inch, but over 6, I still count as charging.
Yes.
So we're just going to go like that. Move those 4 inches.
Make sure you're outside of
Stay
the
out.
6 inch. You don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. You
But
can't be
just within 1
selected to
inch.
fight first. You don't count as charging because you want to count as charging
I do.
because you get an extra attack.
I do, yeah. Absolutely.
Any more charges? You've got a Colluxus Assassin that needs to do some work down here.
So he is going to go on to this Sorcerer.
Okay.
And he's in on a 5.
Boom. He gets in there.
I have to obviously stay outside of him.
Yeah.
And then my Canoness is going to charge onto your character right there.
I've got 1 CP. I'm thinking about overwatching.
You won't be able to because of my bodyguard.
I won't overwatch then. And he gets in. The start of the fight phase, I can select something within 3 inches of me and make it fight last.
So it's either him,
Yes.
him,
Yes.
or her, sorry, or him.
Right. Again, we're not touching here, so I'm thinking about doing some shenanigans around this way. But you're going to fight here first.
Yes. I've got 1 more charge to make.
You got another charge.
The Xeraphim.
Right.
And the Xeraphim are
Yes.
also going to charge onto... They need a 9 to get to you there.
To the
and
Rhino.
I've got a 10 in my Miracle Dice.
Right.
That gets me right there in between him and them. So I'm
Okay.
going to use both of my Miracle Dice and put both of them in there.
It's like it's a miracle. So my Foul Blight Spawn might as well point at the Canoness and tell her to fight last. Never know what happens. Right, now we're on to charging units. Where would you like to start?
Well, I'm not worried about that.
Yes.
He can't interrupt, so I'm also not worried about
I can't
him.
interrupt now. I spent all my CP.
Oh, beautiful.
So you can just rock through it.
Oh, in that case, I don't need to be so careful.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so I'll go with this unit here first.
Yes.
They will consolidate. So I want to get as many attacks on as possible.
And you're re-rolling hit rolls of 1 because you're in range of Canoness.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing. Sword aboard, fighting away on 4s because of miasma, but re-rolling those 1s. After the re-rolling to the 1s and the 6s exploding, we're now rolling to wound on 3s. And now I need to make 16 invulnerable saves. Yeah, they're dead. They pile through. There's a sister with the sword and board from the other squad, though 1 left remaining won't be able to fight. So now we're going on to the Seraphim. 3 of them in range and can target the Foul Blight Spawn.
The other 2 could go on the Rhino, but they probably won't do anything. So this is the main 3 on the Foul Blight Spawn.
Yes. 3s. Rerolling 1s. And there's a few 1s.
Got a 6 there. That will explode. And we miss again though.
Okay.
So just the 1 extra hit.
Yes.
And I'm strength 4, so I'm looking for 5s.
Okay.
It was a pretty decent roll.
So
So
it'd be -3.
5 saves at -4.
-4.
Yeah, because I get the extra AP because of Bloody Rose.
And he's dead. Our Blight's one is dead. The assassin still fights last, interestingly. So we're going over here to lots of choppy chop chops, or there to the tank. Where do you want to go?
Well, we'll go over here. Just
over
see
here?
If this can do something, yeah.
The Repentures
Go
into
with
my
the
Lord
Repentia.
of Contagion. The Repentia into my Lord of Contagion. They hit on 4s because it's unwieldy. But they
4s.
re-roll everything because they're ferocious and very, very
they're
angry. Did you only get 4 through so far?
I did, mate.
Okay.
But that was much better.
Okay.
And then 2 6s.
Yes.
Some extra hits.
Yes. Strength 6. Toughness 5. Oh, you need force to wound though because of hulking physique.
There we go.
And it's AP.
And I reroll 1s because of my Palatine.
Right.
She acts like a lieutenant.
Okay.
And this is -4 and you're not getting your invulnerable save.
So I need 6s.
So you need 6s.
How many is that? 8?
Yes.
8 6-up saves. Coming up. He's got 7 wounds with hulking physique. If I make 2 6s, for some miracle dice, he will live. Looking for 2 6s here. And I only get 1 6. He gets taken out. That turning off invulnerable saves coming in clutch. So the Lord of Contagion 4s, the Repentia pile in, consolidate around this objective here. Then we did the Repentia onto this tank. They managed to take 5 wounds off of it. Disgustingly resilient, keeping me safe. Now we come all the way back to this side of the battle grid. Delirium the Corruptor will get to fight because your Psyker fights last. But I need 6s to hit him. And I miss every single time.
And my attack's back.
Yes.
4 attacks back.
Yes.
Hitting on 2s. Oh, I still missed though.
Right.
You've only got 3 wounds.
I've only got 3 wounds.
Strength 4.
Okay. Toughness 5.
Oh, 5s. That's 2.
2 wounds.
And you can't take saves, only invulnerable saves.
I don't have invulnerable saves.
So that, just 2 damage then.
2 damage. Is he on 1 wound left?
Got 1 wound left.
Somehow, some way, he miraculously survives. Okay, so I've got to hit back with a Rhino here. And it hits once. And wounds one of them. And the Seraphim is fine. And then the Plague Burst Crawler over there gets an extra attack. And misses. And that's the end of the fight phase. And so at the end of turn 3, the sisters have completely driven the Death Guard out of the Sanctum. They've got more points for retrieving Octarius data and 6 more points for killing characters, putting their score to 46 points to the Death Guard's 37 points. And I've got a tank and some dudes hanging out in the waist over here. And down here, a tank locked up in combat. It looks desperate for the Death Guard as we go on to turn 4. Here we are after the Death Guard movement phase. Very little moving. Don't want to pull back with the Rhino here because then you can just jump over and start retrieving Octarius data all over the place. Essentially what I need to do is fire as much firepower down into this horde that I can to thin them away and shoot in with the tank and try and clear the Repentia away down here as well. But before that, let's move on to the psychic phase. The last hurrah of Delirium the Corruptor will try and smite this abominant right in front of me. What?
You can't be targeted by psychic powers.
What? Your thing can never be targeted by psychic powers?
No.
Nasty. Okay. Can I smite? There's one person in there on 1 wound, like one of the other squad.
You can, if you can target him, if it's a targetable one, yes.
Yeah.
But if it's the closest enemy one, it would have to be the Clux Assassin. That's why the Clux Assassin made that beeline to him. Because if you fall back, you can't do a psychic power, and he also can't be targeted.
Okay. So the only thing I can do is Miasma of Pestilence.
Yes.
Because that's not targeting anything.
It's target himself, yeah.
Okay, target myself. And that fails because I normally need a 6 and it's -2 to cast. So Delirium is trapped. Damn it. Right, let's shoot some guns. The tank fired into the Repentia down here, killing 2 of them. Now this tank is going to fire its stubber into the one thing and all the other guns into them. Here's the mortar. I get 4 shots. I'm going to be hitting on 4s because I'm shooting through the trees and I miss. Here's the entropy cannons. 2 hits. 2 wounds. And 2 4-up invulnerable saves. And then that is, you've got the Hospitaller there, but that's 6 saves, 6 6s and 6 6s. And then the stubby thing into the one lady, hits 3 times, wounds her 3 times, so she needs to make 3s now, because it is -1. And you can, no.
The Emperor doesn't protect any longer.
So that one's gone. There's 5 ladies in this squad left.
Yep.
So let's shoot them with as many bolt guns as I can. Mass reactive rounds go slamming into this squad in the middle, and there are 3 left standing. And now we fight. After the charge phase, we have some piling in. The bodyguard unit can heroically intervene. The canoness can heroically intervene. So the canoness is swinging first, trying to take out Delirium the Corruptor. And she hits all the times.
2 extra hits.
Nice. Winning on 3s?
Strength 6.
Yes. AP minus a lot.
-4, so that's...
I'm dead.
5.
Everybody's dead, Dave.
Yeah.
Everybody's dead. So Delirium has been cut down, but before I remove him, I'm going to spend 1 CP on Eruption of Filth. Okay?
Doesn't sound good.
The way this works is a big smelly fart when he goes. And units that are not Nurgle within 3 inches could potentially suffer mortal wounds.
Oh dear.
So on a 2 to 5, the Seraphim suffer a mortal wound. And you need to roll a 6. The Emperor protects. On a 2 to 5, the Canoness that struck me down. On a 6, it's D3.
Wow.
D3 mortal wounds. For 3 mortal wounds on the Canoness.
Yeah, I'm within 6 still.
Yes.
I'm an infantry model. So
Yes.
does the Emperor protect? No.
No, so she's down to 2 left.
Just the 2 wounds now. Yep.
The Coluxus Assassin, which is unhittable, can he dodge a fart? Yes, he can!
He has got a gas mask on.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And the girls with the shields take a mortal wound. And the Emperor does not protect them. And then Delirium falls. And there's only 2 left in that squad. So they lost 5 models.
You need morale.
Morale is a thing. 5 plus... They hold. Their leadership 9.
They are.
Then we're going to do some striking back with rhinos and repentures. Then at the end of the fight phase, this rhino is down to 2 wounds remaining. This plague burst crawler is down to 6 wounds or 7 wounds remaining. And I think I managed to kill one of the ladies over there. But the Order of the Bloody Rose get another 3 points for assassinating my character. However, I've managed to spread the sickness here, which means they shouldn't have shot.
That's fine.
So they didn't shoot. So they did shoot. I didn't spread the sickness. They declared the action.
I
and
don't think they killed anyone, so it was the other unit that did. So it's all good. You declared that. That's fine. No models were removed from the shooting. I'm happy to say it. It's good.
What I was going to say is, with spreading the sickness, it's 52 points to 50, and you're on more objectives than me. So in turn 4, you're going to get 15 points for the primaries, and next turn you're going to get 15 points for the primaries. There's no way back in for the there's no way back for the game for the end of all things. You're just going to run away on the primaries. The Rhino will die, and then I'll be pushed back to just a couple of dudes left on the objectives over here. So it's a clear victory for the sisters, and we say this is the way the world ends. If the sisters had played out another turn and we'd finished at the very end of turn 4, they'd have got another 3 points for the Stranglehold and 15 points for the primaries, making it at the end of turn 4 68 points to 52 before we keep on going and you keep running away with it. But a clear victory for the Order of the Bloody Rose, the Sisters Sororitas. Well done. That's jolly good. What do you think?
That was a very close game.
You had to work for it.
Turn 1, turn 2, it literally could have gone either way. It was back and forth. And, most of the work was done both sides in the first couple of turns. But what a couple of turns they were. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that.
I think there's a couple of things that I take away from that. One is I'm not sure whether charging or not with Mortarion or not charging was a good idea. I'm not sure if Tzeentch protected me. I am certain that he should have potentially died a turn earlier because your shooting was awful. But one of the things I really take back from this is having 24 up invulnerable saves on 1 wound ladies that you can restore D3 into.
Quite good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And this guy was pretty much a game changer.
He is my MVP most games. I used to take him on my Blood Angels army or last season when I ran the Blood Angels. And I love him in the Sisters list as well. So
he's got a strat that stops you from fighting first.
Yeah.
But he was really hurting against a psychic army.
Yeah.
Very hurty against a psychic army. And seeing as Sisters don't have any psychers, like you say, he's an MVP in other lists, but in this list in particular...
He just synergizes so well because making you -2 means that I've got more chance to roll maybe a 4 or a 5 on that one dice. to maybe stop a psychic action, stop a warp ritual, whatever it might be. So yeah, super clutch.
So what are we saying? Are we saying that the best thing in the Sisters book is not a sister? We're saying there's a Colossus assassin, which really helps them sing.
He's like a tool in the toolbox. You need to know how to use him.
Yeah.
He's not a power drill. He's a very technical piece. But when used correctly, he's brilliant. The
other thing that I really enjoyed seeing here as well, so used to seeing shooty sister armies with the melters and the flamers and the exorcists.
Yeah.
What are the big ones?
Yeah, the exorcists.
The exorcists. So used to seeing shooty sisters. These new model ranges, these new models that they've included have opened up a completely new play style for them. It's a new way of playing.
Yeah, I absolutely love combat. I love movement and having the ability to charge, pile in, consolidate. That's really where I excel. I'm not very good at Mathhammer. I'm not a great, I'm not the best list writer. But when it comes to the pile-in, all that kind of like combat shenanigans...
The shenanigans.
That is where... Because I've got good fundamental knowledge of the rules.
Yes.
And I think so many people overlook the fundamentals and they focus on the tricks, the broken OP bits. So it's all about finding how do you get these synergies to work, and understanding the core rules is so important.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of characters in here. So the toolbox, that's a good thing. You've got a lot of different tools that you could use in different occasions.
Yeah.
I think what happened in turn 1, turn 2 is a couple of them were doing their thing and a couple of them were getting turned off and turned on because of Mortarians, the gloaming and all the rest of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But as soon as you saw Mortarian go, all of them turning on all of a sudden, and you could do this and you could do that and you could do that, and all those synergies collapsing together. Was there any, I mean, over here, I knew I was leaving a side of the board quite empty, but the reason why I did that, as I think I explained in turn 2, is that I was not expecting, I was hoping that I would provide enough punch to get through to start pushing this way. What I'm asking, Mr. Steve, is was there any point were you worried? Were you worried at any point?
I was very worried.
You don't have to tell it. If you weren't worried, you can say it.
Honestly, turn 1.
Yeah.
My turn 1, failing to do what I wanted, Morvian Veil. We didn't get the Morvian Veil Morty. No. That failed that charge.
They never got to fight each other.
They didn't.
No.
So that was a bit of a blow, but and then getting hit back in turn 2, I kind of weathered it enough.
Yeah.
And then turning on those mortal wounds, using those CPs, I think I spent 5. The positioning of the Clux Assassin to make both of those unit fight last was really the game-changing moment.
Yeah. And the Colossus Assassin can only get hit on 6s.
Yeah. And
he's a character so he can get buried in stuff. So the only real way, I mean, normally you would say, right, I'd shoot you and to stop you getting into assault, but you can't. You've just got to kind of pay that tax.
Yeah.
What's the best way then? Because you've played it. What's the best way to deal with something like a Colossus Assassin if you saw one?
From a psychic point of view, just every single turn, just make sure you're over 18 inches away. Declare that as your intent.
But what about killing it?
Killing it is tricky, and to be honest, I probably wouldn't try. It's going to be a lot of wasted resources.
Yeah.
You're better off playing around him than you are trying to actually go into him. But volume of attacks with reroll misses, or if you...
Oh yeah, that's true. If your 6s to hit, rerolling everything.
Or if I charge you and you set to defend, you get that +1 to hit, you hit on 5s. Yeah. I believe it's a 6+.
Yeah.
So getting that +1 to hit would certainly help.
6s to hit something seems like an 8th edition rule to me, though. It seems like we need to ask a playtester whether that will actually exist when the assassins come back round.
I honestly don't know.
Because you used to be able to have -1, -2, -3 to hit something, or -1, -2, up and down the wounds table, up and down the hits table, and having something 6s to hit. Is there anything left in 9th edition that is only a 6 to hit?
I think it is only him.
It's only him.
But as a Clux Assassin, because it's not a smash character like the Eversaw, its trick is that he's very hard to hit.
Yeah.
So he actually changes more like he's not like multiple modifiers. It is a case of changing your weapon skill, ballistic skill.
Making it very hard to hit and then throwing him against Rupert Gulliman or Magnus or an Imperial Knight or a Warlord Titan seems a bit... It seems like something that might need to be looked at. But for now, it's a glorious thing, and if it remains 6s to hit, it's certainly It's another tool that Imperium players can add to the Imperium toolbox to make their army sing. So it was a brutal game. It was a nasty game. It was a brutal game. The battle mat is from urbanmats.com. The scenery is from gamemat.eu. Mr. Steve is from Vanguard Tactics.
Yep.
Check them out on YouTube and also on vanguardtactics.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for coming down.
Thanks so much for having me. It was a brilliant game.
I hope you had a lovely time.
I did.
Hope everyone enjoyed that. Happy wargaming.